along to the ground this afternoon thinking, well, on paper, this is a game we should get done after victories over the Fremantle Dockers and Geelong in recent weeks, and yet we all feel like we're curious what Giants team are we going to see?
Yeah, I think they'd probably look beyond the opposition today. I reckon there'd be a fair bit of focus on themselves for the Giants coming into this game. And as you say, they're in pretty good form, but there is a carrot that now dangles for them to continue their season at the back end if they can, as we think they probably will, get the job done today. So there's a bit to improve for them. Their inside 50 work has got a fair bit of work to do, I reckon, even just getting the ball in there. They have the ball more than anyone else in the competition, Paulie, but they just cannot translate that into the forward 50 opportunities for the guys ahead of the footy. So I reckon that's an area they've got to improve if they want to have a crack at a wild card or get in September. They handball the ball second most of the competition, so it is that run and draw and feed game that they love, and no one scores more or gets the ball from defensive 50 to forward 50 better than the Giants in the competition. So they probably, which is interesting because I would think that today they'd almost plan on playing more of a front half game, where a lot of their stuff comes from the back half and their chains of possession. But by rights, by probability, they should be playing a forward half game today. So that's an area they can improve on as well because they're about mid-table in that.
Yeah, it's a great call, Huff. It is. To be a contender and to be any sort of threat at all come September, you can't just be a one-trick pony. And I think that's what Adam Kingsley clearly knows, that very smart football brain, and I'd suggest that that's what he's been trying to work on over the past month or so, and it's starting to get some results. You can't just be a run and gun transition. A lot of focus on the Swans from that point of view.
Finals become forward half territory.
Look, it does. It becomes more of a contest, and therefore, the ability to win at a clearance and then set up behind the entry and lock it into your front half will be the key today. Albeit, they really should be able to use that one wood against an Essendon team that struggled to defend both one-on-one, but also as a team. Like they are still completely bereft of any sort of consistent defensive system half. So you feel like they're going to really test them there today. Whitfield comes back into the team. He's the chief from that point of view of the tsunami. So I'd imagine we'll see a bit of that today. But I think it's a good call. I think with Oliver and Callaghan in particular around the footy, and Toby Green's been spending some time on the ball as well, that should be a huge focus today. Let's snuff out any chance, any sniff whatsoever the Bombers might have and play the game in our front half.
I reckon that's what I'd be putting on the whiteboard today for the Giants. They can do the rest of it, but can we be a front half footy team, which is right you said, Benny. Finals time, you're going to need that. You can't be depending on running from back to front or back to forward. Defensive 50 to forward 50 in this game in a finals pressure environment. So this is their opportunity. And for Essendon, if I was Dean Solomon, my one thing on the whiteboard today would be, let's take away the uncontested marks. All right, we average minus 25 marks a game against our opposition, the worst in the competition by a mile. So they just allow teams to own possession and therefore own time with the ball, own opportunities to get in their forward half and score. So let's shut that out. Let's make this whatever they have uncontested marks, let's have the same number or 10 less, but not 25. Don't allow them just to own the ball when they like, because we can't defend them, as you were talking about before. So that's what I'd be, because it's just marginal gains for them at the moment, isn't it? It's all about little things that they can do to improve. The centre clearance work's not too bad compared to the Giants. Clearance work's not too bad compared to the Giants, but they've got a hell of a lot of work to do around the ground in transition to be able to defend teams. So that's what I'd be putting on the whiteboard today.
I'm interested in your expertise, Paulie, as someone who's been a part of a coaching process where you selected Craig McRae. Just having a look at Essendon warm-up, Zach Merritt is warming up with the midfield alongside Sullivan Roby and Sammy Durham. So he's sort of been the whipping boy for his lack of impact across half-back in the last couple of games. And yet with Dean Solomon having taken over from Brad Scott, he's lost 6 games since taking over, and the hope was that maybe he'd be able to lift some of the standards for Essendon and at least give them a path forward as to how they try and work their way back into what has become a really challenging situation for them on the bottom of the ladder, just the one win through the season. So how do we try and gauge them this afternoon as to whether they're making any progress?
I just think that, just how long can they stay in the game, which then you drill it down even further to your point, Half. How long can they stay in each contest? How many 50-50 balls can they win? How often can they cause an intercept or create a front half turnover? So that's, when they turn the ball over, which every team does, how quickly can they snap into defence? Or are they just caught ball watching or sulking because they've made a mistake? That's the real challenge for any developing team. Trying to set up a defensive structure or a system which is, both parts, each individual buy into it, and when it's their time to defend, absolutely screwing your guts up and at the very least halving a contest. And then how quickly can they work together from that point of view as well. So it was just they were completely bereft of it last week. You know, the Lions, it was like a training drill, wasn't it? They absolutely just waltzed around them. So if it is as simple as your magnets next to a Giants one on the board, and when they get it, you've got to find an orange jumper and lock it away. Maybe that's the answer today. Maybe it's too late in the season, and they've had too much haven't enough continuity to be able to teach the system. That's for the next coach in the off season.
Yep.
Maybe let's just see who actually wants to defend today. And you mentioned Merritt. I think he's got to play. I understand that there's almost this acceptance that he's not going to be there next year, and they have to play. Or at least blood the kids in the midfield. I think if they want to be competitive today, and I think they need to be, it's all well and good to say we'll see what the kids. But another 15-goal loss is no good for them today. So I think Zach Merritt needs to play 80% of his game on the ball today.
I mentioned in the ABC AFL Daily podcast half that
5 drops a week.
I've seen similarities with the way Sully Roby moves around stoppage when he plays on ball to Paddy Cripps. And a little bit of it might be the fact that he wears number 9 and he's
but it's a good
bit bigger. But he does sort of just move in the same way. He shoves his big body. Even when he bursts out of there, runs a little J-curve, it looks similar enough. So that is something they can get out of the last 5 games of the year.
Yeah, and we've seen them, as I mentioned, 3 of the last 4 weeks now. And our criticism, Ball, has been exactly what you were talking about, defensive intent, the mindset of a defensive intent. And even not just to run and tackle all the time, but just shut down space with a little bit of urgency so that option doesn't stay open, so that the next option doesn't get creative for the opposition. And that's what we've been really critical of in the last month of footy. So that's their growth. It's almost as simple as that. Just be more competitive. And so don't worry about ball in hand. Ball in hand, just go and have some fun. Go and do your thing. You're good players. You're here for a reason. Go and do your thing. If you want to strip it back, really right back. But when they've got it or it's in dispute, we've just got to have a more defensive mindset or an intent to get the ball back. And that's what they haven't done in the last month. So that's the challenge.
And that's what their supporters want to see.
Yeah.
They'll walk out of here. They'll understand if there's a talent gap, but there's really no excuse. There's enough experience in that team.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's the challenge. They have to. It starts with them. So it starts with Andy McGrath. It starts with Zach Merritt. Mason Redmond's played enough footy behind the footy. Peter Wright's even. How is he going to compete in the air? Is he going to crash packs and set the tone? Starts with there's enough leadership out there to set the tone, and then the others need to jump on board.
Luke Ball and Daniel Harford, your experts. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron to call the action. The final member of our team sitting in the front row is Tim Morgan this afternoon. Welcome to you, Tim.
Good afternoon, Clinchy. Good afternoon, team. No late changes here for either side, so both will go in with the 4 changes. The Bombers won the toss. They'll kick to the right of your dial. It's 17 degrees and sunny outside. You couldn't tell under the lid here at Docklands. Perfect conditions for football as this one gets underway very
the
shortly.
Bombers have won the toss. Under or over 20,000 or 15,000 at the moment, Tim?
I reckon they're hoping for 21,000, but it's looking under at this stage. We'll push, in 2016 they had 14,000, these two teams. Hopefully we've got a little bit more than that.
So underway, Madden and Bryan, they both go at it. Bryan wins it down. Callaghan coming through, doesn't hold it. Spits out to Oliver. He tries to get a kick away. Roby takes it for the Dons. Back feeds it to Durham. He kicks out towards the wing. And Himmelberg, tracking it back, takes the mark, back flank. For GWS, opening 15 seconds of the game.
So Madden's got some work to do today. Briggs being out, so there's a big role for him to play in this Giants outfit.
Yeah, Briggs was huge last week. He was a catalyst.
Himmelberg goes back to Ash, who kicks up to the wing and leading up Brown marks.
She's a lump of a lad, man. Have a look at him, Ralph. He's enormous.
Very athletic as well as he kicks up towards half forward. Marking contest. Madden's down there, hand to it. Down in front, Bedford. Toby Green too. He gathers, snaps inside 50, and Stringer's out the back. He was clipped high. He'll get the free kick against the old mob, and he'll go back from 40 metres out, slight angle to the left, and kick for goal.
Well, Toby Green is a genius, is what I was trying to say, Half.
Toby genius.
I'm not sure. Does he got eyes in the back of his head? I'm not sure we can give him the credit for that. I mean, if he knew that Jakey Stringer was going to back out of the contest there at half forward into a mountain of space inside 50. We've seen him do some amazing things, Toby, but smart from Stringer. He's had a terrific year for the Giants. No. He knew that he backed his teammate to win the contest, didn't he? And he took off and caught his defender napping, Jordan Ridley, who made him earn it. You're right.
Jake Stringer, 123 games for Essendon. He snaps on goal and misses. Just nicked the post, I think, on the way through. Giants with the opening score of the game, a minor one. You'd expect better from Jake Stringer there hit that skinny and played nearly 2 minutes.
Just kick it properly, mate.
Yeah, 36 goals for the season for Jake Stringer as Redmond sends the Bombers out of defence. Big mark taken in the pack. Laverty.
More ex-Bombers.
So Stringer and Laverty, the two ex-Bombers, keen to play well.
Yeah, on the scrap heap, Laverty will be keen to play well today.
Sends it long inside 50. Brown's the target. Ridley lost his footing once more. It spills to the back. Reed in the end left it for Ridley, who gets a hand pass away to Sam Durham. Feeds it back to Zach Reed. Kick is smothered and it goes out of play in the left forward pocket for the Giants. Just a byplay there. Jake Stringer, Jordan Ridley in the contest before. Stringer gave Ridley a shove into the contest, then stuck out the back, and Ridley took exception of that. So that's why a little pushing and shoving took place after Stringer did get that free kick.
The body of evidence this year, you've got to ask questions about how Jaden Laverty became scrap heap material for the Bombers. He had a really good year for the Giants, I reckon.
Yep, delisted at the end of last season. Jake Stringer's out of contract at season's end. We know that's always a dangerous proposition as well.
Yeah, he's got the caddy match up too. So I wonder if he said to the coach, I want their number one man.
Yeah.
Give me caddy.
Laverty's actually signed a 2-year contract extension as well. So through until the end of 2028.
So he should.
Yep.
As Merritt gets the clearing kick here for Essendon. Off hands, ends up with Wright. He gets the handball out for Sharp, who releases Durham. Bounding through the middle of Docklands. Takes a couple of bounces, gets to 50, kicks laterally, and that is a good kick for Daywicks. Sammy Durham, he was the charging bull.
The Red and Black Tsunami.
Ends up with Daywicks, 30 out directly in front.
Well, they were all corridor. They were all sitting inside waiting for the win, the possession win back at half back, and then they all were off to the races. Once the ball got to Durham, he had 3 in support if you needed them. Would have liked to have seen a bit more defensive intent from Connor Iden to come back up at him and rather than retreating to the goal scorer. He's never going to get influence from there.
Archer Daywicks for the first goal of the game. Fans it out to the left and let off.
That would have been helpful.
One behind a piece. We played nearly 4 minutes. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Had a good year, hasn't he, Daywicks? He's been A positive. He played 15 games for the year.
Yep, 6 goals, 7. As Himmelberg brings the Giants back into play, runs into the back pocket, sends it high and long in the direction of Madden and Cadman. Reed over the top makes the spoil. In front position, gathered by Farrow. He can't break away, and the umpire will ball it up.
What would you call that hairstyle that our man Madden's running with? Yeah, a lot of shavage on the side.
There's a couple of interesting haircuts out there. We might get a chance to discuss that throughout the afternoon, depending on how the game goes. The Bombers have it at half forward. Ash can't break away. He's tackled. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up. Clayton Oliver out there in career best numbers with the exception of 1 year at Melbourne. So he's another who certainly made home in Western Sydney. Angwin across half back. Hand pass pinched by Durham. Gets it away to Zach Merritt. Sends the Bombers inside 50. A searching ball looking for Clark. Can't take the mark in the body contact. Sport away. Whitfield sockers it off the ground. A chance for Langford. He's tackled and dispossessed. It spills out to Laverty. Hand pass to Whitfield away to Himmelberg. And now the run of Finn Callahan from half back. Sends it up to Stringer. Tries to slap it over the top to Toby Green, who was running on. Left it behind Redmond and Green's onto it. Tackled and brought down. Just got a hand pass away. And the numbers through Roberts to the Bombers. Looks to switch it in the middle of the crowd, but doesn't pass Stringer.
Stringer takes it, fires on goal and misses left. Couple of misses early on for Jake Stringer. So 2 behinds for GWS early on. Essendon 1 behind, 5.5 minutes in as Reed brings it in quickly. Wants to go to the city side of the ground. Langford slaps it back towards Farrow. Out of play and a throw in between wing and half forward. Here for GWS, attacking the Lockett end in this opening term. Essendon have only won 2 opening quarters in season 2026, which I guess is not bad when you've only won 1 game.
Yep, lost 29 of their last 30. That's the stat that haunts the Bombers fans at the moment. It's hard to go along support when you...
Yeah.
Well, that's evident today.
How many quarters in total have they won? Question without notice, Benny. I'll have that. Can you have that back to me, please? By quarter time.
119.
Are you allowed to do that?
There you go.
Requesting.
Yeah.
Batten and Bryan, you can always put in request half. It's just whether they get answered. Oliver at half back. I've learned that one.
Keeping him sharp. 4:40 Sunday, just keeping him sharp.
No, we are going to need that.
This is good from you, boys. A good start.
Free kick goes the way of Sam Durham at half back. There's been questions amongst the Essendon faithful as to whether he might be a fitting suitor to be the captain of the Bombers, depending on Andy McGrath, how he's handled it this season. The kick from Durham up towards half forward. Ash is onto it. Kako chasing him. Hand pass down low for Angwin. Gets it back to Lockie Ash. Good composure. He's kicked for Taylor, though, is too wide. Out of bounds on the full. And the Bombers are going to take it back. Peter Wright elects to hand pass it in the end to Merritt. Not 15 to Sharp. In fact, it was at left half forward. Merritt runs around the back, wants the hand pass. Sharp instead chips it into the pocket. That's a nice pass as they just steered it into the path of Farrow, who marks in the left forward pocket.
So that was because Merritt wrapped around as the handball receive. England came off his opponent to block the run of Merritt, left his guy standing all in the pocket by himself.
The cheer you can hear is Jackson Artemis, the mid-season pickup, who comes on to Docklands in his debut, number 34 this afternoon, playing for Tasmania in the VFL before he was selected, originally from WA.
They don't have a 34 on the list at the start of the season. Ben, there's another one for you, please.
Full requests. Jacob Farah, the 18-year-old, hasn't kicked a goal in AFL footy yet, and still hasn't as he misses everything to the left-hand side from 40 metres out. So a chance goes begging, the Giants by a point. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
No Greek freak fans on the Essendon list, obviously. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Long clearing kick from Himmelberg up towards the contest. Off the hands of Stone, picked up by Grujevski. It goes back to Stone to Bedford. Runs into a dead end. A couple of Bombers there. Manages to get the handball out towards his housemate Oliver. Then Taylor onto O'Halloran. Now Grujevski again. Kicks up towards Stringer. Long lead, 60 from home. And he turns and goes for home. Kicks it deep. Green's in the goal square and he marks. Right on the edge of it. 5 metres out. And that was the Orange Tsunami as Green, as nonchalantly as you like, snaps through the first major of the afternoon. 1-8 plays one behind. 8.5 minutes in. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, it had the tsunami ending, but it was actually just a bit of sort of blue-collar hard work here in front of us on the wing here, half. Nothing pretty about that. They just outnumbered, didn't they? There was more orange jumpers at the contest, and Bombers' pressure was pretty good, but just that weight of numbers then. Gruzevski snuck out the back, good lowering of the eyes, and Jakey Stringer, he hasn't kicked the goal yet, but he looks on. He's in everything, isn't he? And that is a beautiful kick.
Well, it's good forward craft, isn't it, from the player? I mean, that's exactly the system that should happen. Someone comes up with the kicker, and then the guy, the open side player, runs back to the goal square as the long target, the second target for the guy with the ball in hand. That's exactly what happened on that occasion. They're drawn to the lead coming at him, and then the space opened up at the back for Toby. Clever play.
Luke Ball and Daniel Harford, your experts on Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Madden wins down the tap, but Durham gathers, and dodging and weaving for the Bombers, gets the clearance from the right of the centre circles. Kicks looking for Peter Wright. It's spoiled away from him by Iden. A chance still for Taylor. Beaten in the end by Nate Caddy, who's tackled over the boundary line. Signed that contract extension, Nate Caddy, to 2031. So he's committed for the long term, even though there's so many questions at the moment.
Or does he know something that we don't?
What would that be?
Who the coach might be?
Maybe.
Throw in.
Dad seems to know.
Half forward here for the Dons. Bryant taps it down. Durham tackled by Oliver. Just as he was about to get his kick away, Oliver ends up with the footy. Gives it back to Laverty. Rushes a kick, and then Redmond marks in front of Stringer. Wide out. 2 kicks from home. Giants by 7 points. 10 minutes into the opening term. Redmond shorts it for Jai Caldwell, the former Giant. 11 games in 2019 and 2020 for the G-men. He'll set it up towards full forward. Up they go. Dersma hands to it. Doesn't come down with it. And Lashka flushing through. Leaves it behind. Caddy wrapped up and a ball up. 30 out from the attacking goal for the Dons. Giants by 7. The only goal of the game their way.
Doing a good job here, the Bombers. At 7-4 inside 50s. They're taking the territory battle to home at the moment. It's been a solid start.
Chance for Day Weeks, lost the footy. Lockie Ash for the Giants in the back pocket. Hand pass to Stringer, working up the ground. Broke a tackle, but then tackled and penalised holding the ball. Kondianis got him, and we rewarded with that tackle and a shot on goal.
He's a bit lucky. I mean, I love full marks for effort. He's probably a bit stiff there. The tackle slipped low. It was probably more of a trip, to be fair. But you're right, Half. It's it's Sam Durham leading the charge out of the middle at the moment in terms of metres gained. But they're fighting pretty hard, fighting and scrapping to keep that ball in their front half at the moment. Let's see if they can reward themselves on the scoreboard here.
18-year-old Max Kondianis misses to the right-hand side as he has a set shot where he's leaning back on it a little. So both sides have had chances. It's only Toby Green who's taken his. The Giants 1-2-8 to Essendon, 2 behinds.
Pick 36 in last year's draft out of Q Rovers. Himmelberg with the kick in, looking for Ryden. Drops the mark and the Dons arrive. Here is Kondianis again. Gathers the footy close to the boundary line for the Dons. Handball for Dersma. He traps it, gets it out to Merritt. Attacking point of the square here, Essendon. Handball to Daywicks, back to Merritt. Chips it inside 50. Might be a free kick downfield. Merritt was dealt with.
Yeah, high contact.
And the free kick will go to Dyson Sharp, I think, in the end. It will.
Yeah.
It's a cheap free.
Sloppy, wasn't it?
Yeah, really poor.
I think it was young Hamilton.
It was just a little loose, unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
Absolutely, and late. It wasn't vicious or anything,
No.
stretch, but it just had the swinging arm high a long way after he kicked it. But credit to the Bombers. I mean, I talked about defensive intent before. The Giants look like the team at the moment that aren't real interested in defending when the ball's in the opposition's hands at the moment.
Dyson Sharp on the runway. Pick 13 last year. To show them how it's done, he sneaks it through. Essendon finally have their first major of the afternoon. And it's 1-8, each of two, 13 minutes into the opening stanza. Luke Ball and Daniel Harford, your experts.
Yep, no, it's a good call, Harford. A nice finish. Essendon supporters, that'll absolutely please them. See these young talents getting involved in the game early. It's a Barossa boy, Dyson Sharp. Benny, man close to your heart. That's a gather round sort of special for you.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure he'll age beautifully, Bally.
Very good. That's what we do at TM. He missed a couple yesterday.
He told us that yesterday that Cooper Lord might be set to tag Nick Dacos, and I missed the opportunity to say it might take the good Lord to stop Nick.
Oh, that's a real half volley.
Yeah.
For you, you're better than that.
As it turned out, I don't think anyone stopped
Yeah.
Nick Dacos last night.
No.
Paddy Cripps had his own game as well. The Pies with a win there in the middle of the ground. Finn Callahan gets the clearance for the Giants. Back to Lockie Whitfield. Kicks up over the head of Hamilton. Slipping over McGrath, and now he's left it behind. Toby Green tries to get it forward. Roberts lost the footy. Ralston can't gather. McGrath tries to clean up his sloppy hand pass. Still a chance for Ralston. Gets it to Krajewski. Feeds the hand pass back to Callahan. Snaps it around his body inside 50. It's over Toby Green's head. And in the end, a chance for Sammy Durham to clear. He takes a bounce, still in two minds where to go. Hand passes to Redmond, who decides to cut back to the left back pocket and sends it to Zach Reed.
Scores level. It's been a good start for Essendon. As I mentioned, they've only won two opening terms. They've won 19 of the 68 they've played this year, Bally. They've actually got a winning record in fourth quarters as Reed kicks long towards the wing. There's a whistle on the play. Free kick going the way of the Dons.
And one thing that the Essendon fans can be confident of today, they'll get more free kicks than the Giants. The most penalised team compared to their opposition every week in the competition, the Giants.
Brian gives it to Caldwell. He kicks down the wing and the Giants take it back. So Whitfield kicks into the middle of the ground. Able to find Ralston. Harry Ralston just pokes it on. Fonte marks.
Excuse me, can you call him by his correct name?
Fontempelli.
Thank you.
Apparently he was referring to himself as Joe Fontempelli after
Love it.
a good game early on in his career as he moves it out wide to Laverty.
He looks into the pocket. Cadman's on the lead. It just clears his fingertips and Reed gathers. Hand pass to Durham. Tackle by Stringer. Ball spills clear. Farrow wants it over the boundary line. He's tackled by Cornelio. And the umpire will ball it up just a couple of metres in the boundary, inside the boundary, in the left forward pocket for the Giants.
You're right about Jackie Stringer, Bally. He's very energetic, offensively and defensively at the moment. Just wants to be amongst it.
Point to prove this afternoon. Brown wins down the tap for the Giants. Caldwell's tackled. Once more, it's Jake Stringer who's laying the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up just inside the 50-metre arc. Scores level 1-2-8 apiece through 15 minutes of the opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. A small crowd this afternoon. The Bombers faithful challenged as to how much they can endure. Thrown in. Either Brown or Bryan got a tap to it. Sullivan Roby has it tapped to him, and in the end, Farrow tries to get it out. Not once, but twice. He's tackled by Xavier O'Halloran. Bit of aggression required here from Sammy Durham, who tries to get it out. Roby tucks out of a tackle and just kicks it in the middle of the ground. The foot race is on. Iden should get there first for the Giants.
He does. Gathers the footy, gets rid of it to Fonte, who's set upon. Elash just got him.
Good pressure.
Bracketed by a couple of Dons and pinged holding the ball.
Good by the Bombers.
Durham came in to help.
Oh,
him.
no.
Has the
Oh, no,
free
don't
kick
do that.
to
Oh,
handball
no.
to the
Spoke too
teammate.
soon.
And Day Wicks is caught holding
Shut
the
up,
ball.
Hufford.
Too good to be true. Here comes a tsunami.
So the Giants come away with it. Callahan will get it on towards Iden. He's worried out of it by Sharp. Sharp gives it off towards Dersma. Don's in possession in the middle of the ground. Sweeping handball out to Day Wicks.
He looks up and has Caddy on the lead. A couple of metres on Laverty, and he takes the mark at right half forward. He looks to play on and cuts to the right-hand side, and then shanks the kick inside 50. It may still work. Elashka's hand pass chopped straight off, although Whitfield has to try and go back and regather it. Hand pass away to Callaghan. Feeds it forward to Laverty. Trying to feed the hand pass back across half back to Fonte. Inboard. Canelio, one way then the other, hemmed into the back pocket. He wants to go all the way back to Taylor. That's not without risk, but he's got a couple of metres on Peter Wright. He marks top of the defensive goal square.
Just chips it on to Iden. Iden ambling around in the back pocket. He'll poke it on really short and get it to Angwin.
Should have been playing on 12.
Angwin pokes it on away to Woe, who picks it up. He gives it off towards Iden again, who moves it on to O'Halloran, to Canelio, to the run of Whitfield through the middle, dabs it inside 50, and Cabman juggles the mark, 45 out directly in front.
It's hard work.
Yeah, labour intensive, isn't it?
Yeah. Very labour intensive from the Giants.
Got the high vis on for it.
Yeah, Johnny Secker's in here somewhere. He's getting all the work done. Really hard work. But they're just disposing the ball really poorly.
Yeah.
By hand in particular, boys. Really interesting.
It's an element of they're only meeting the level of the atmosphere in the crowd in the game at the moment, which they need to lift.
Cabman's shot on goal into the woodwork. He's on a 7-game goal streak, Aaron Cabman.
He's a beautiful set shot, usually.
They lead by a point, 18 minutes into the first term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Some breaking news. Cal Toomey is reporting that Ken Hinkley has won the race to be Tasmania's inaugural senior coach. Other contenders being informed. The Devils are set to announce the historic decision tomorrow in Hobart. So more on that on ABC Sport. But the breaking news from Cal Toomey is that Ken Hinkley is set to be announced as the inaugural coach of Tasmania.
Must have been a good presentation.
Must have. Having flown down this morning, I guess the cat was out of the bag when they got him leaving Melbourne heading to Tasmania, and a couple of points have been put together.
I thought Tom Morris spoke about it this Savo. I thought it might have been the fact they worked together on Friday night, and maybe when Tom went to the airport from Sydney to fly back to Melbourne, and Ken said, I've got to go to Hobart.
Shut up, Ken.
Well, Cameron Ling on AFL Sunday today said Kelly Underwood had said about 4 weeks ago that Ken was the favourite for the job, and she had the mail.
He did say that.
So it is, you imagine, for Nathan Buckley and for John Longmire, for some of those other candidates. Anyway, we digress. The Giants by a point. You haven't missed anything. 19 minutes into the opening quarter.
I'm flat for Bucks. I hope he gets another chance somewhere with the way he's gone about it, trying to earn that chance. Brown doing the ruck work, brings it down in front. Oliver wrapped up and the ball up to come.
My man on the boundary throws the ball too high.
Yep.
If you go back to Major League?
Yes.
It's too high. What is too high? that's too high. There's too much time.
Yep. More depth and less height.
Yeah, just lower the trajectory.
It's got to go in 18 metres, which is where the logos are on the 50 as a guideline. Sullivan, Roby going in. Kako coming through. Oliver pinches it for the Giants. Gets out towards Brown. Angwin ends up with it. Now it opens up for the Giants. Rouston away to Ash. Kicks to half forward. Toby Green's down there. Ridley too. And the ladder takes a good mark. Floating in from their side. 49 metres out from his defensive goal for the Dons. The Giants lead by a point, time on in the first.
The pressure from the Dons has been good.
Yeah, agree.
The disposal from the Giants hurried. Like that kick from Ash was hurried forward. Not to the advantage of Toby Green, and Ridley intercepts. Good.
Hot footy, isn't it? That's right. 17 tackles.
Half and Bally with you on ABC Sport. Daywick has it on the wing for the Bombers. Kicks it inside 50. Madden in from the side. Brought it down at ground level. Kako gathers. Hand pass to Merritt. Looks for a path. Short inside 50. Roby can't take the mark. Was he dragged down? No whistle. Ball spills out. Madden's dumped in a tackle. Good intent by Xavier Dersmer, and the ball is locked up in the forward 50 for the Bombers, about 40 metres out from their goal.
He usually hits those kicks, Zach Merritt, doesn't he?
Yeah, we had Dersmer. Dersmer was the better option. As we've got a blood rule here, looks like Caldwell's coming off. Tim will be all over that for us.
That's a positive. Remember that old coach used to say, where are the blood rules? Show me the blood when we weren't having a crack.
Who was that?
I reckon it was both Thomas and Line. Yeah. No blood rules. We haven't had one for 3 weeks.
Tim Morgan.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
Just keeping an eye on Jai Caldwell at the moment. You mentioned he came off with the blood rule. At the same time, Nate Caddy went down into the rooms. When he came off, he just sort of went straight down onto all fours. It looked like he was exhausted. Then had a quick chat with the trainer and went off.
Bryant taps it down. Hussein Elashka, flying shot on goal into the woodwork. From the pocket, scores level, 21 and a half minutes into the opening term, 1-3-9. Both teams in this contest.
Solly down on the bench, coaching from the bench today. He's been a a box operator, hasn't he, up until
He
now?
has, yep.
In a box.
I like it. Don't mind it.
I think Adam Kingsley, who has been a bench operator, is up in
He's
the box
gone up.
tonight. So
Done the
they
reverse.
swap roles.
Swapsies.
Did they have some beef as the players, did they?
That's knowing those two, they probably would have.
did.
You know, there's some that wouldn't surprise
He
you.
didn't miss many, Solomon, to be honest, in his playing days.
Callahan left Laverty with a bit of work to be done. He got it to Ash, and now hand pass into the middle of the ground for Bedford.
Okay.
Great vision as he spotted Canelio at half forward. He looks up, Green's out the back, racing back to the goal square, running back with a flight. Toby takes the mark.
Going to kick too many easier goals than he has today.
He's going to have 2 from the goal square half.
2 from a combined 6 metres for Toby.
I reckon that's been
Well,
generous.
he's been the beneficiary. He's had 2 kicks just land on his lap, hasn't he? Beautiful kick, Canelio.
Toby Green pokes it over the top and puts through his second and the Giants' second of the game, where the Giants cheer squad are down at that end of the ground this afternoon. GWS 2-3-15 to the Bombers 1-3-9. 23 minutes gone, opening term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport with Half and Bally.
So that's what they can do, Bully. That's their best. That's a kicking goal. No team scores more from defensive 50 in the competition. So that's what they can do. But we touched on pre-game. I want to see them play a forward half game. They haven't been able to get any territory. The Bombers have done a hell of a job with their pressure, but just getting the ball inside their forward half and making the Giants defend. 11-9 inside 50s to this point of the game. Contested possessions are interesting category too, 25-20. So the Bombers are up by 5. They're 18th in the competition. The Giants are 3rd. So that's a big win for them. They can really get excited about that at quarter time.
I think Dean Solomon back in the day got our man Lingy, didn't he? With a pretty serious one.
That was playing for Freo.
Yeah, back in his Fremantle days. Brian wins the tap. Roby, no room to work, will go again. Giants by 6 points.
Probably got 6 or 8 weeks for that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Brian taps it down. Again, it's still all in close confines. We'll try for a third time. Umpires Fisher, Pearson, Howard and O'Brien in charge of this contest. Tossed aloft.
That's a free kick.
Both rucks miss it. No call on the place. Sullivan Roby ends up with the footy. Snaps it towards half forward. Right drops the mark. Ends up with Taylor. Right turns tackler. Ball up. 48 metres out from the attacking goal for the Dons.
Well, look at C's Paddy Cripps now.
Yeah.
When he gets it.
Definitely
exactly who he is.
Sort of the way he's
That's good from you, Benny.
quick
Was
turnover, sort of shuffles through the clearance.
You were due.
Bryant tries to knock it down to Sharp. His kick is chopped off. O tries to knock it out. Here's a tackle and just dropping the footy with Stone in the end. Bombers trying to surge onto it. Sharp comes over the top with Dersmer and Alashkar on the bottom of the pack.
Well, the Giants keeping 6 ahead of the footy here. Normally you roll a couple up, or at least one up. They're happy to have 6 ahead of the footy here.
Roby trying to go with Clayton Oliver at the stoppages for the moment. Fonte lays the tackle. The Bombers on the move at this stoppage. Alashkar is locked up. Still 40 metres out from Essendon's goal, chasing their second goal of the game. The Giants leading by 6 points, courtesy of 2 goals of the captain. Madden wins down the tap. Through a few hands. Madden has another go at it. Bryan lays the tackle. Spills out to Stone. Gets a hand pass away to Iden. Away to Quayton Oliver. Kicks up towards the wing. Through the hands of Brown. A bouncing ball running onto it. Pryor in 2 minds. He's got the loose option across half back. He works it back to Jordan Ridley, who takes the mark and works it now by foot to Farrow at half back.
Farrow moves it out wide for Clark. And the woodchopper's off and running. He'll kick inside 50, looking for Sharp. Hands to it, doesn't quite. O'Halloran there to Rove. Back flank for the Giants, just gets rid of it. Fonte runs into a tackle. Has to get it out, just does in time. Dersmer goes in for the Dons. And a ball up, 51 out from the attacking goal.
Tackles are sticking. It's a really good performance. We put it on them, didn't we, before the game half?
Yep.
Can they maintain the rage here? It's been a really good first quarter.
Giants 2-3, leading Essendon 1-3. Tap down, Oliver, the clear and kick off hands. Ricochets away towards Merritt. Plays tunnel ball, gets it out to Clark, to Farrow, to McGrath, to Ridley. He snaps the Dons back inside. Up he goes! A huge fly from Sammy Durham. He was riding the ball that time. He takes the mark.
And happy with it too.
40 out, 45-degree angle, and he'll go back and kick for goal.
Well, he set him alight so far in the quarter. He's been the fire starter, as we call them. He's had 8 disposals, but it's tough. It's hard footy. 6 of those contested. He's the one that's really energised this group from the start of the game. And that was a good hang.
Wasn't it?
On a big man too, Madden.
Yeah, 204 Madden listed as, so use the biggest step ladder on the ground.
Sammy Durham, his 9th disposal of the game, is missing right.
Sammy!
Deserved the goal.
Kicked it exactly where he walked.
Giants by 5 points, 26.5 minutes into the first term, Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
The Bombers have been up for the fight early. Caldwell off the ground, caddy as well at the moment. As the Giants look to bring it back in. Finn Callahan plays on, gets around Kako, sends it out to a one-on-one, Wright and Taylor. They back in Taylor, and rightfully so, he works.
Oh, no.
Right on the footy.
That's a bad decision.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
That's a shocker.
Wright gave away the free kick.
Yeah, doesn't waste any time. Comes inboard to Sharp, gives it back to Wright, now back to Ridley on the wing. Angus Clark is in space. Oh, the over-possessing of the ball. Costly there. Missed Merritt with a kick. Whitfield knocks it out. Iden, hand pass too sharp for Bedford. Lost it behind his back. He regathers. Hand pass to Iden. Oliver takes possession. Clark takes possession to him. Might have thrown it out. Umpire agreed. Free kick going the way of the Bombers at half forward.
When you're watching the game at home, you look for numbers in the screen, jumpers in the screen, and Essendon had all the jumpers in the screen as that ball was bobbling around there for the Giants. It's good. They've got a lot of numbers representing, putting pressure on. It's paying dividends.
Free kick to Clark. Essendon 2 kicks from home. Sets it up towards the hot spot. Running and jumping Dersma. Ball comes down in front of the pack. Out after it, Durham again. Ball spits out in the end towards Artemis. Handball away towards Kako, who gets it onto McGrath. He'll kick laterally and find Merritt. The new skipper to the old one. And Merritt will kick for goal. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. And they've lacked a little bit of class in front of goal. Maybe this is the man for the moment.
Yeah, should be. Right side for a left footer. Go back and get your breath back. Zach Hughes had a good quarter as well. Just another ground ball win inside 50. Half, you're right. Plenty of numbers around, and Bombers just winning the 50-50.
Only had 5 disposals at half-time last week. This is disposal number 9, and it's a goal. Zach shows them the way, and Essendon lead. 2-4-16 plays 2-3-15. The Dons by a point, a second away from quarter time. Tim Morgan on the boundary before Luke Ball and Daniel Harford.
Yeah, John Caldwell has managed to stop the claret coming from his nose. Doesn't seem to be any further issue there. Still no Nate Caddy on the bench. I'll chase it up at quarter time.
They deserve the lead too, the Bombers. They've been really impressive. Again, nothing too pretty about that. Just forcing the ball forward, playing that front half game. The Giants, it must be said, I think they'll get a little cook at quarter time and half. They've just been, the pressure's been good, but they've just been a little bit cute and a bit flippant with their handball, and it's invited the pressure.
Yep.
And the Bombers have answered the call. So I reckon they'll get a bit of a straighten up at quarter time, but good finish by Zach Merritt.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Adam Kingsley as the siren goes.
And right on cue, the siren sounds for quarter time, and the Bombers have their noses in front. As Ben Cameron told you, it's the third time they've won an opening quarter so far this season. 2-4-16 to the Giants, 2-3-15. And to add to Dean Solomon, the most tackles the Bombers have applied at any time this quarter is 21. They had 20 in that opening quarter to the Giants' 24. So there's some upside there for the Bombers fans so far this afternoon. 2 goals, individual goals going the way of Merritt and Sharp for the Bombers, while Toby Green has the opening 2 goals for the Giants. On the Gold Coast, it's the Western Bulldogs who have broken clear of the Suns in the third quarter. Last time I checked, the margin was 24 points approaching three-quarter time there. So the Bulldogs 10-9-69 to the Suns 6-9-45. And media reports now from multiple sources that Ken Hinkley is set to be announced as the inaugural coach of the Tasmanian Devils. That press conference scheduled to take place tomorrow in Hobart. So one of 3 coaching jobs on the line. The possibility that there is now just 2 remaining.
Quick answer. Are you surprised I haven't gone with Horst Longmire?
No.
Uh,
I think Kenny's a better fit for a
Building
total
in your club.
build.
younger team, yep.
If I was John Longmire, I'd be going as hard as I could for the Carlton job.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's the job for
He
him.
wants to
Yeah,
coach.
I think
Carlton,
so too.
He's the guy.
So do I. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And if I was Essendon, I'd be going as hard as I could for John Longmire.
Yeah,
if I was
absolutely.
John, I'd want Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on.
So just a thought on Ken Hinkley. Never got Port Adelaide till prelim, 12 years in the job. Is he the right fit for an inaugural team?
I think he's a great leader. He's a great builder of program. I reckon he was in full control of what happened to Port Adelaide. Couldn't get into a prelim, as you said. But he's a terrific footy man. He knows it all from all levels. He's coached local footy. He's coached kids. He's obviously done the AFL business.
Yep.
I think it's a terrific fit to build a program from scratch. He's the sort of guy, he's a statesman of the game. He's got that resume, that charisma a little bit too, I reckon, which is important. Bucks had it too, in fairness. But I reckon it's a really good appointment.
Yeah, agree. I look forward to hearing him tomorrow talk about his passion for the job again. That's one thing. I mean, I think because we've heard Nathan be pretty public with his desire for the job, and even John in recent times talk about, I want to get back into it. We haven't really heard Ken go full ball on his sort of passion to get back into the senior role. So I look forward to him talking about that tomorrow. And it's a big job. It's a bigger job off the field, isn't it, this one,
Absolutely.
as it is on, in terms of bringing together the state. He's going to have to hit the road, roll the sleeves up, isn't he, and go and press the flesh with the people. And I think he's a good man for that. He's coached at local level, as you said, Half, and you can tell he's the father figure. The players love him, don't they? So, good appointment.
He's got good aura. He's got good respect in the game. He's got that community touch, I reckon, and he's coaching the state.
Yeah, he's a great ambassador for the game, and his players have loved him. So now the challenge will be to go down to Tasmania and try and unite everyone.
Yeah, and clearly he'll need a good team, Byron. Clearly he'll need to put a good team around him and his attention. Well, I'm sure part of the pitch was this is going to be in the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
That has to be a big part of it. So that'll be interesting to hear whether they're in a position to announce that tomorrow as well, whether he announces, a senior assistant coach or a development coach. Feels like it's going to be the big one down there, doesn't it? Yeah. So I'm sure that was all part of the pitch, so I look forward to hearing about that tomorrow.
Did miss a call from Ken during the week. That might have been a bad thing.
No.
Daniel Harford alongside Luke Ball this afternoon. Matt Lynch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Tim Morgan on the boundary at quarter time here at Docklands. It's the Bombers who lead by a point.
I'm Maureen McGillicuddy.
And I'm Edith Vale.
And we host another cuppa.
Well, we natter away with some of Australia's biggest names.
Pop the kettle on with Granny Bingo.
Woke garbage.
Exactly.
Search Another Cuppa podcast on ABC Listen. This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
And he turns and goes for home. Kicks it deep. Green's in the goal square and he marks. Right on the edge of it. 5 metres out, and that was the Orange Tsunami as Green, as nonchalantly as you like, snaps through the first major of the afternoon, chips it inside 50, might be a free kick downfield. Merritt was dealt with.
Yeah, high contact.
And the free kick will go to Dyson Sharp, I think in the end it will. Pick 13 last year to show them how it's done. He sneaks it through. Essendon finally have their first major of the afternoon.
Great vision as he spotted Canelio at half forward. He looks up, Green's out the back, racing back to the goal square, running back with a flight. Toby takes the mark. Toby Green pokes it over the top and puts through his second and the Giants' second of the game.
He gets it onto McGrath. He'll kick laterally and find Merritt. The new skipper to the old one. And Merritt will kick for goal. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. And they've lacked a little bit of class in front of goal. Maybe this is the man for the moment. This is disposal number 9, and it's a goal! Zach shows them the way. And Essendon lead.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Quarter time at Docklands. The Bombers lead by a point. 2-4-16 to the Giants. 2-3-15. We'll keep an eye on Nate Caddy as to whether he's there as the players head out of position, but Daniel Harford and Luke Ball, Adam Kingsley, his concerns may be coming into this afternoon. Maybe wanting to straighten up his charges at the first break.
Well, he's got some work to do. They're a contest clearance team, and they have been absolutely hammered in both those areas in the first quarter. 11-4 clearance in favour of the Bombers, 33-24 in contested possession. So -7 clearance, -9 contested. So that's where the Bombers have been able to get their territory. It's been really impressive. And then their pressures coming in and keeping the forward half game. 15-9 inside 50s on the back of that. They are huge numbers for the Bombers. So I'd be absolutely celebrating that. Adam Kingsley doesn't look overly impressed down there on the bench at the moment for the Giants.
I think Lockie Whitfield copped it.
Yeah. So highest pressure rating for 6 weeks for the Bombers. That quarter, can they maintain it? That's the challenge, clearly. I mean, it's hard to maintain across the board for any team, let alone an experienced team like this. But they should get the feeling that sort of pressure gets the results. And in a sense, the Giants are probably lucky they're only a point down. So that's the positive for them, isn't it? Hey, we couldn't play too much worse and we're only a point down.
Essendon by a point as we get the second quarter underway. A chance for Clayton Oliver to try and get the clearance. And Nick Bryan is down and he's a little worse for wear. We'll go down to Tim Morgan in a moment to check in on Nate Caddy as well. Oliver tries to get a hand pass out to Ash. It's chopped off by Daywicks, who taps it to his own advantage and then gathers. Merritt couldn't gather in the hand pass, becomes one of the tacklers on Lockie Ash. Eventually the ball does spill clear. Toby Green is brought down by 2 Bombers, so the intent is good from Essendon. Tim Morgan on the boundary. Can you see Nate Caddy?
No, still no Nate Caddy here, so I'm still trying to work out what the issue is. And emerged, wasn't out there at the quarter-time huddle at all. Nick Bryan, he's still where you left him in the centre circle, but the trainer went out to him. Looks like he's going to keep trying to play on.
Bryan taps it down. Roberts with a tumbling kick towards the attacking 50 for Essendon, but
A lot of tumbling
Sam Taylor,
going on in the box here, a little bit of tumbling.
Yeah, knocked the fizzy drink off the desk and
again.
Started spinning around. It was fizzing up so much.
Where's the commentator count for that one?
It was stuff spraying out of it. Got all sticky hands after trying to pick it up. The Giants looking to go through the corridor. Free kick going the way of Madden. He'll give it off to Ash. Driving kick inside 50. Grujevski
Nice hands.
takes it clean. He's got the glove on his left hand and he clunks it. 35 out, slightest of angles to the left.
Well, they beat me 2 at half. I was going to say before that passage of play, the Giants have got to start kicking it. Quarter time there, they were 41 kicks, 53 handballs. Now, part of that was down to Essendon's pressure, forcing closing the space and forcing them to try and overuse or use the extra handball. But other times they look to handball when they don't need to. Shoulders out, face the game, kick, take the space. That passage of play from one end to the other with kick, mark, kick, mark.
Only missed 2 games with that patella tendon dislocation. Grujevski misses this left. Essendon's lead cancelled out with that behind. Scores level, 2-4-16 both teams, 2 minutes into the second term.
Ridley quickly into Roberts, who has it in the back pocket, stepped off his line, so called to play on. Toby Green doesn't run at him, but the kick up the wing should be chopped off as Iden takes the intercepting mark. So he has it between wing and half forward on the broadcast side, but a lot of the forwards are pushed up the ground. Grujevski's heading back to the goal square, so Iden might just poke it in the Cadman direction. Ridley rises and takes the mark. So the intercept game on for the Bombers. Loose kick. A chance, though, for Redmond to run onto it. No damage done. The kick into the back pocket is marked by Sharp. Pryor, I should say.
Pryor chisels it out towards the wing. Low ball, trying to get it to Langford, who brings it down. Onto it, Archie Roberts turns it over though. Taylor, he gives it back to Roberts. So an Essendon ball on their back flank. Roberts on his non-preferred right. Just chips up towards the wing. Alashka coming in. He can't trap it. Fonte takes it back for the Giants. Kicks up to half forward. Punched away by Pryor. Loose ball to be won. Rouston wins it. Kicks the Giants inside 50. And low down Cabman takes a nice mark. Sliding in. 35 out, slightest of angles to the left.
Well, he looks like he's got absolutely the measure of Zach Reid, Aaron Cadman, in most facets of the game at the moment. He's getting good leads, or good tick leads back towards the kicker. Reid's sort of sitting on his heels a little bit, waiting for the long balls, and Cadman's so fast in those first couple of steps that he creates really good opportunities for himself. All he needs is for someone to kick the ball, as you're talking about before, which they've done a couple of times now.
And a look earlier, missed that. 7-game goal streak for Aaron Cadman. Misses this right. Missed his earlier chance left. Giants take back the lead. Second lead change of the afternoon. They lead by a point.
As it's quickly worked up the wing. A chance for Laverty to try and spoil it down, but Daywick gathers. Gets the hand pass away to Kako. One-on-one's further afield. Kicked over the head of Langford. Did him no favours.
Horrible.
And Taylor propels his body back and takes another trademark intercepting mark.
He needed a lead up, didn't he? He needed a tick leg back at him. That's an easy one. Cole Langford's been playing back. That's a bread and butter for a medium-sized forward, especially playing on Sam Taylor. Present at the kicker.
How the Giants missed Sam Taylor after that State of Origin game early in the season. He was out of the game for such a long time. And Lockie Ash comes in and lays the tackle. Locks up play on Giannis and a ball up on the wing. Madden and Bryan. Bryan wins down the tap. Oliver can't gather. Caldwell can. Hand pass missed Merritt though. It goes out of play. Umpire says a throw in, not a lasso free kick there, just in front of the Giants bench. As a couple of the players just asking the question there, the Giants leading by a point.
It touched Zach Merritt's hand on the way through.
Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Throw in towards the logo. Bryan takes it out of the ruck, dumps it on his right boot. Tumbling kick inside 50. Langford juggles it very nearly. Taylor does well to force it out of his hands. Then clears with a kick into the middle of the ground. The Dons take it back through Redmond. His kick smothered off the hands of Clayton Oliver. Ricochets away to Daywicks. At centre half forward. Gets it out to Artemis. Kicks on goal. Bouncing ball. Just the wrong side of the post. Skips through for a behind. So scores level again. 2-5-17. We've played 5.5 in the second stanza.
Ash brings the Giants back into play, finds Finn Callahan, normally a good user, loops the kick up to Angwin, who marks at half back and they're out here. Hand pass to Whitfield, runs the outer wing, kicks for Toby Green, it's over his head. Roberts tries to race back after it, but not before it reaches the boundary line. A lasso free kick for the Bombers. Kick a little loose for Reid. He gathers now at his bootlaces and gives it back to Archie Roberts. Try and redeem yourself. He's going to swing it all the way back to Artemis, who marks in the back pocket. So the mid-season pick-up on debut this afternoon for the Bombers. Presented his jumper by Cale Hooker. Said you're playing for one of the big clubs now. Kick up the wing. Brown brings it down at ground level. Breaks the tackle. Gets the hand pass away. Stone feeds it inboard to Bedford. Chips for Stringer. Takes the mark. Just held his position in front of Ridley. And he has it right of centre, 40 metres out from goal. Tim Morgan on the boundary.
Just had an update from the Bombers. Nate Caddy's been ruled out of the match. They're citing illness as the reason for him being out. So he did come off. He was calling for the change and went straight down onto all four haunches as if he was going to throw up.
Wow. So unfortunately for Nate Caddy, who's kicked a goal in every game so far this season, he's featured in the last 20 matches. That comes to an end. Jake Stringer, you can hear the Bronx cheer there. He's kicking himself flying to the left and squeezes in for a behind, enough to give the Giants the lead by that behind through 7 minutes in the second quarter. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Maybe something like a migraine or something of the like.
Well, it must
to
come on
quickly,
quick.
yeah.
Because you get him out of the team early and get an emergency in if he was crooked for a game.
Roberts from the back pocket kicks up to a contest off the hands of Wright, ends up with Farrow, wrapped up by Hamilton.
When he's signed till 2031, though, he can probably say whether he wants to play or not.
Giants lead by a point. Slapping it down is Wright, getting onto it Caldwell, handball away, bounces on its point back into play, and Caldwell jumps on the footy, tackled by Oliver. We'll do it again, close to the boundary line between wing and half forward. In for GWS, attacking the Coventry end in this second term.
Leaves a bit of a hole, obviously. The Bombers forward line. Langford's gone forward to fill that. He's going to have to at least keep Sam Taylor honest, isn't he?
Right, taps it down. It spits out to O'Halloran. There's a whistle, free kick sharp. So an Essendon ball, Giants by a point. 8 minutes played, second term, Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Sharp comes into Redmond, has it at left half back. The Giants leading by a point. Would your coaches let you make the final decision if you're 50-50?
If you're relatively experienced, they'd trust you to make the call, yeah.
I think with illness too, whether it's a tummy bug or whatever it is, ultimately you're the only one that can really know whether you can carry out your duties for the team.
Farrow up to half forward, but it was intercepted in the end, and the Giants look to work it up the wing. Marcus taken by Krzyzewski.
Good jukes, doesn't he?
Intercept from Fonte and Brown involved.
Yeah, that injury came at a bad time for him. Hogan was out. He's just starting to look good. Big Maxi, it's good to see him out there today.
Out of contract at season's end. There's a few asking the question. The kick into the pocket. Jake Stringer can't curl it through. He's had some shots on goal. Slams it into the right goalpost. He's kicked 4 behinds, Benny.
And a teammate.
What could have been for him? The Giants by 2 points.
Had Hamilton on the inside for a handball if he wanted to.
He wasn't in the frame.
Roberts taking the kick in.
He was not in the frame.
Short to the pocket for Jackson Pryor, who re-signed recently, extended till the end of next year. Kicks up towards the wing. Iden spoils Kako onto it at ground level for the Dons. And he's caught holding the ball.
Just love to see him get his eyes up a bit quicker, Isaac Kako. He looks down. He's keen to play on and get moving all the time in those situations, but lift his eyes up and just see what's around him before he gets too carried away.
The Giants complete the switch. Fonte to Taylor, out to Angwin, who pokes it on. And the mark taken by Hamilton right on the arc of 50. Right where the digits used to be, now the advertising logo.
Seen a heap of his kicking prowess. Kicked a good goal last week.
Yeah, that was a good goal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Giants Academy boy, his third game.
Pokes it into the pocket for a leading Grzyzewski, who overruns it and backheels it out. Throwing 35 around from the attacking goal for the Giants. They lead by 2 points. Awaiting our first goal of this second quarter, 10 minutes in. Hasn't been the prettiest affair to date.
No, it's been a rough watch. No doubt about that. But credit to the Bombers. They're making this really challenging for the Giants this afternoon. It's exactly what they needed to do. And at this stage, they're on mission.
I think the Essendon fans would take a horror movie if they can get their second win of the season. They'll take it any way it can come. Durham kicks end over end up the wing. Alashka tries to bring the pressure, but the Giants have the numbers. Himmelberg to Clayton Oliver. Feeds it away to Wyden. Sends it up inside 50. Green has a fly. Toby can't come down with it. And at the back, Ridley gathers. Feeds it back to Pryor. Hemmed in against the boundary line. No other option but to kick it high up the wing. In the end, Sharp can't take the mark. Trying to lay claim. He had it Angwin. Umpire didn't agree with that, and we'll ball it up 50 out from the Giants' goal.
More good pressure.
Put up quickly. Wright taps it down to Sharp. Hurries a kick forward for Essendon. Wyden pokes it towards the teammate in O'Halloran. And coming through Alashka. He gets a handball out. It's into the rubble. Lots of players around it. And a ball up on the wing. City side of the ground.
As soon as that ball came out of that last stoppage, though, Wicks came in. Wicks came in and put enormous pressure on straight away. Just didn't hesitate. Came in, put pressure on.
Giants by 2 points here. Free kick picked out. It'll go the way of the Dons. And the ruckman, Brian, the recipient. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Elsewhere, the Dogs lead by 22 about midway through the fourth against Gold Coast. Brian's kick to the wing. His intercept marked by Harry Himmelberg. So GWS back in possession on their back flank.
They've shut down the transition really well, the Bombers, all afternoon so far.
Yeah, and it's a one-on-one defence, so like we spoke about before the game. So mark there to Himmelberg, intercept mark. Okay, let's snap straight into defence. Turn around, locate your nearest orange jumper, and they did it well then. They get the ball back.
That intercept mark taken by Angus Clark, as Paulie describes. 5-1, the clearance is the way of the Bombers in this second quarter. Oliver takes his opponent high, and that'll be a free kick going the way of Dersma at right half forward. Now the Bombers want to take the advantage. The umpire says it has to come back. Dersma taken around the head. He wants to go very short into the pocket. Sammy Durham, who took that hanger in the first quarter, but he couldn't complete the goal. So Jake Stringer with 4 behinds, Aaron Cadman with 2 behinds. So Adam Kingsley would think if we kick truly, it would be a bit more our way. And yet the Bombers feel like they're right in this, despite Nate Caddy being ruled out of the match. Sammy Durham kicks it long to the goal square. Daywick's in the pack. Laverty dropped the mark, trying to rush it through the Giants in the end. Stone is able to knock it through for a minor score. And the Giants lead by a point.
Kingsley's got a problem here. Contest and clearance, they're getting absolutely more. -10 contest and clearance 17-5. We touched on Briggs' impact, or the lack of Briggs today and the impact it might have with Madden. They're being killed around the centre clearances and clearances full stop.
Himmelberg plays on, runs himself into a bit of a cul-de-sac, kicks to a contest, and the Dons spoil it out. Artemis. First game in the big time. Number 1 pick in the mid-season draft, as Clinchy mentioned. Out of WA, by way of Tasmania in the VFL.
To mention WA, didn't you?
Yep. MVP for WA in the under-18.
That's enough.
Tapped down by Brian. And we'll get another ball up. He's getting up. Archie Roberts back after missing a few weeks with that dislocated shoulder. Giants by a point. 13 minutes into the second term, waiting for our first goal of it.
Brown one down the tap. Unable to break his way through. And the umpire will ball it up. He and Caldwell side by side at this stoppage. As the 2 rucks tangle. Cut through traffic. Got it to Canelio's advantage. Callahan with an up and under. He kick right in the middle of the ground. Have a crack at that. Bombers players desperate. Redmond one way. Daywick's the other. The Bombers do win it. Here's Daywicks. Kicks inside 50 in a one-on-one. Wrestling his way to the front. Roby not paid the mark or any high contact. Iden trying to knock it out. Kako tries to rip it clear. Sullivan Roby over the top of the footy.
Should have taken the mark, Roby. Terrific position. He's strong.
Yep.
He's a big boy. As Brian arrives, taps it down. Whitfield, free kick. And it'll go the way of the Dons, I think. Brian. I think down. Whitfield, possibly the offending party. And he will go back from 30 metres out, just left of centre, to try and kick the first goal of their second term and take back the lead for Essendon.
Well, just something for the fans to get excited about either way. It'd be great. We'd really appreciate this, Nick.
Hasn't kicked a goal this year, playing his 10th game. Hasn't kicked a score this year. Spinning the footy in his hands. A very slow approach. Puts it on the boot and slams it through. Essendon in front again. 5 points to the good. A quarter of an hour into their second term. 3-6-24. They lead the Giants 2-7-19. Daniel Harford and Luke Ball.
You have to say he's winning the battle in the ruck at the moment, and verified by that clearance number you spoke about. Let's have another look at this. What?
Did he get dragged down or something?
No, he didn't. What's he paid this for?
So he mentioned.
Oh,
no, that's a horrible free.
That's
that is not a.
Was that your man Fish as well, Bally?
Fish. That's a howler.
Is that Fish?
Yeah.
Get him off. Go and tell Fisher.
What's he paid that for?
Is that just the right arm touching the shoulder?
Well,
is that all that was?
Can't be just for that. Anyway,
just fell over.
The rub of the green, but they're making the play, aren't they?
Yep.
It's them just another forward 50 stoppage, so they're controlling field position. Sometimes you do get a bit of luck.
15 hit-outs, 5 disposals. Now a goal for Nick Bryan in the middle of the ground here. Gets down the tap to Caldwell. Half pass away to Farrow. They lose possession though. Ralston for the Giants. Feeds it back to O. Cuts on his right-hand side. Dribbles a kick up the wing. Sharp gathers for the Bombers. They're inspired at the moment. Half pass to Merritt. The run coming from half-back. Artemis tackled. Can't get it away. Did at the last moment, but the umpire had blown his whistle. Holding the ball. Free kick the way of the Giants in the middle of the ground. The Bombers by 5 points.
Canelio goes out wide for Angwin. Backward of the logo, pokes it for a leading cabman. Takes it a long way from home. Essendon by 5 points. Last 2 goals of the game going the way of the Dons. Giants' last goal 22 minutes into the first. We played 16 and a half in the second term. Cabman to Canelio. He'll set it up inside 50. In from the side, punched away there by Kondo Giannis. Comes down for Cabman in the pocket. Off to Angwin. Flying shot out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, everything's really hard for the Giants.
Couldn't quite work the angles there, Ryan Angwin.
Ashton and Oliver on the bench at the moment. But I wonder, last week we saw the Giants sort of kick into gear when Oliver went forward, plays that high half forward, and Ash went on ball. I wonder when the lever is going to be pulled, if it's going to be pulled by Adam Kingsley today, because they just don't look like it around the contest at the minute.
Pryor's clearing kick was a turnover. Stone takes the mark at right half forward for the Giants. Looks into the pocket. Stringer on the move.
He's a good kick.
He takes the mark. Geez, that was a bullet pass. I'm not sure it spun correctly, and Stringer playing in front was the beneficiary. He has 4 behinds next to his name. Is this the moment for the package to deliver?
Well, he just dropped it in the middle of 3 Bombers midfielders who got back to try and fill up a bit of a hole inside the leading forwards, but you've just got to keep moving, don't you, as a key forward, even if there are players back. And Jackie Stringer, who has looked likely, as we said, from the get-go today, hasn't hit the scoreboard yet. 4 points. They need this all of a sudden, the Giants.
Oh, whether
they need something.
Jake Stringer from the right forward pocket, drifts it left. 5 behinds for him.
That's a lot.
What an afternoon he's having. He's kicked goals in 14 of the last 17 games in which he's featured in, including the last 3. And he could have had a handful before the day and really got going, and he hasn't taken any of them. The Bombers lead by 4 points. 18 minutes gone, second quarter, Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Redmond kick in short to the pocket where Reid can mark. He looks further afield in the right direction. Daywick's there too. Wright has to spoil. Gets it away from Finn Callaghan, who goes again at ground level. Giants ball. Out to O'Halloran to Taylor. Angwin roves the smother. Gets it off to Callaghan. He turns it over. Roberts of Essendon back the other way. Merritt handballs it into him. Bounces back to Merritt. Gives it to Artemis. Artemis feeds it out. Kondo Giannis. He goes back to Pryor, who dumps it on his boot. Kicks up for Wright. Taylor's in front of him. Oh, no free kick paid. Ball jars loose and Kako takes it and goes back to Merritt. Essendon between wing and half back.
Giants have shut off the corridor. They're going to have to go laterally.
Last 2 goals away the Bombers as Zach Merritt switches through the middle of the ground. Pryor takes the mark. Looks to move it wider still by foot, and Reid has it. In space, takes a bounce. Looks long up the wing. Farrow's the target. Over the top, Stone makes the spoil and it goes out of play between wing and half forward for the Bombers. Nate Caddy out of the game through illness. Tasmania set to announce their inaugural coach tomorrow. That'll be Ken Hinkley, the former Port Adelaide coach. The Bombers by 4 points here at Docklands. The Bulldogs leading by 16 points over the Suns at Carrara. And the Hawks big winners over the Tigers. Bryant wins down the tap for the Bombers. Sammy Durham goes to work. He tries to break 2 Giants tackles. It spills out the way of Alashka. Gets the half pass to Farrow. Back to Durham. They're just making something happen. The kick is out to the right. And it pitches on its point in front of Sam Taylor and goes across the boundary line for a throw-in. Just 10 metres around from the Bombers' goal.
Bombers, they're trying to get excited, the Bombers fans.
Yeah, there's not a heap of them here today, but they're trying to lift their side. Essendon by 4 points in a forward 50 stoppage. Bryant takes it out of the right, gets it on the boot, floats it on goal. It's offline, stays in play. Taylor outpoints 2-metre Peter.
Well,
Takes the mark at fullback.
He hit the trouble with statisticians, I think. Peter Wright.
Taylor short to Whitfield, who flares a beautiful kick out wide for Himmelberg. Releases him off the back flank. He kicks to the wing, and Brown can mark. He can move it on to Cabman. Back leading towards the half-forward flank. Drops the mark. Allows in Archie Roberts, and the Dons have the numbers. McGrath away to Farrow, under pressure to Reed. Off to Archie Roberts, misses him. Lasso free kick, 55 around from the Giants attacking goal.
So they quickly take the free kick, and it comes inboard to Steve Cornelio. He gets it from Jacko, and
We'll be alert here.
this will be his challenge from just inside 50 to Steve Cornelio. 32 years of age, playing game 243, have this distance.
Sorry, Clinchy. Well, I don't think he does, so he's going to have to now.
even under the roof, like playing an atmosphere.
Yeah, he'll take his best.
He's another of the Giants who, that long-term contract he signed 7 years ago, comes to an end at the end of this season. Cornelio trying to wrestle back a bit of momentum for the Giants. He looks to Brown, who's on the lead in the pocket. That's a bullet pass.
Spot on, Bally.
And he left Zach Merritt in his wake, who tried to fill in the hole and just charged out, bounced off him, and also Andy McGrath, and takes the mark.
It was a bullet lead too, wasn't it? How fast was he moving?
We needed to cover the leading lane before Zach Merritt, who did a really good job to try and chop it off, but the kick was too good and the lead was too fast.
13 goals, 6 for the Irishman, Cal Brown, out to the left here, kicking from about 40 metres out. A slow and a deliberate approach as he tries to wrestle back momentum, and he can't take the chance either. Missing to the left-hand side. So the Giants all of a sudden 2-9-21 to the Bombers 3-6-24.
The Tigers were 3-16, I think, today at the MCG at one stage.
I mentioned as well earlier that we had 4 eight-win teams coming into the weekend. Saints, Roos and Blues have all lost already. Giants trying to avoid that fate. Long kick from Clark up to the wing for Essendon, and Laverty carries it out with a little shove from Langford thrown on the wing. Does it start to creep into your mind when you're playing? Oh, maybe it's just not our day. Maybe it's not
well,
happening
it's
today.
a challenge. And that's where you need your leaders to say, no. Stand up, and it just gets back to effort and basics then too.
Brian down beautifully for Durham, who bursts onto it, snaps inside 50, bouncing ball, free kick. Going the way of the Giants, Laverty in the back pocket. Essendon by 3 points. We've had 3 lead changes in this game. The Dons have kicked the last 2. Closing in on half-time.
Giants trying to find a way out of defence. Fonte gave it away to Stone. Now gets it back. Looks at the outer wing. Sends it in the direction of Cal Brown. Has got the height advantage on Andy McGrath, who just tucked the arm in. Panic of the size mismatch. And the umpire spotted that and blew his whistle. So Brown into the middle of the ground. Ash has players on the overlap. Himmelberg's one just to the right of the centre circles. So the Giants transitioning it well. And Grzeski on the lead. Marks out in front of his body. He's at 50. He looks up. He's got Cornelio once more. In fact, it's O'Halloran who's short laterally, and he marks just inside the 50, and he is one who can carry the trip.
He can.
He looked exactly like Cornelio. You're right, though.
It did, yeah.
He did too. I had the same thought. It's incredible.
Got the extra 3. You'd like the big fella to almost go back and have a shot there, Grzeski, but someone's got to take the responsibility, don't they? To your point, Ben, it's just starting to creep into the psyche now. Maybe it isn't our day. 2 goals, 9. Someone's got to break the trend.
Xavier O'Halloran's kicked 2 goals, 7 for the season, so he'll be doing it against the trend. Outside 50, his kick is offline to the left. It won't have the journey either. In the pack, Madden tries to juggle the mark off a few hands in the end. Brian couldn't get over the line and stays in. Sharp gathers in the back pocket. Kick smothered by Whitfield. Gathered in the end by Pryor. Hand pass along the turf, and eventually it goes out of play. A throw in at left half forward for the Giants. It's the Bombers who lead by 3 points, 3-6-24. The Giants 2-9-21, just the 1 goal in this second quarter, the way of the Bombers.
Starting to get into it too, the smallish crowd here today. Essendon by 3 points, as Clinchy mentioned.
How would you describe Adam Kingsley's face there on the broadcast?
Miffed.
Bemused, miffed
Nicely.
nicely.
I'd go.
Tap back boundary side by Brian, and we'll do it again. Closing in on half-time.
It's been a better quarter from a territory perspective for the Giants. What's inside 50 is 12-8. There you go. So they're getting better looks, more looks, but the Bombers are defending really well, really strongly.
Essendon This would be the fourth time they've led at half-time this season. Haven't won any of the other three, for what it's worth.
Wouldn't have won back-to-back quarters for a while, would they?
No, that's a good point. I'll get on to checking that at half-time.
That's my request for the day.
Slapped down by Bryan, onto it Caldwell. He gives the handball away to Merritt. Essendon in possession of the footy. Durham back to McGrath. High kick around the wing. Looking for Wright. Crashes the pack, but it comes down for Iden. Giants on their back flank. Gives it away to Stone inside D50. Onto Whitfield, to Ash, who's running lateral. He'll flick a handball away to O'Halloran.
He's got a player in Ralston across half back. The hand pass a little loose. He gathers just inside the boundary line. Hand pass forward, slapped forward in the end by Fonte. Up towards Hamilton, and that's where the siren sounds for half time. And the encouragement from the Essendon bench as the players come onto the field in front of Dean Solomon. They're right in this contest, leading by 3 points at the main break. 3-6-24 the Bombers to the Giants 2-9-21. Not the most intriguing game, but yet the Bombers keep the only goal of that second quarter, and their confidence is building. I don't have the quarter statistics like Ben might have, but I can tell you the last time these two sides faced off, which was back in round 9 at the Showgrounds, the Bombers did lead by 2 points at three-quarter time. The Giants went on to kick 5-2 in the final quarter, ended up running out winners by 14 points, but I'm sure that would live in the memory of some of the Bombers players and maybe some of the Giants players as well. The fact that these two sides, it was a bit closer early in the season than what the ladder might suggest. For the Bombers, individual goals to Merritt, Sharp and Bryan, and their 3 goals, 6, while for the Giants, their 2 goals have come through Toby Green and their 2-9-21. The Bombers by 3 points at half-time. Daniel Harford and Luke Ball, your experts on ABC Sport.
Well, I feel a little bit like Adam Kingsley, half, to be honest, as the cameras flash to him in that last 30 seconds. But I think let's start with the Bombers, and you're right, Clinchy. I mean, they couldn't ask for too much more than that. That was the question coming into the game off a couple of really poor weeks. Can they just compete? Can they just be in more contests for longer? And I think they've answered that with a pretty emphatic yes. So I've loved their pressure, their intensity.
Yep.
And they've really asked the question of the Giants today, and the Giants haven't really been up to it at times. It's forced them into over handball and overuse, and that's really invited more pressure. And yes, the Giants got the game a little bit more in their front half of that quarter, but we really haven't seen much, if any, transition footy from the Giants. A couple of times that they did, they resulted in the 2 Toby Green goals in that first quarter, but there haven't been too many really easy opportunities, and that's been the criticism of the Bombers. They've just been too easy to play against, and easy to score against. And they go in at half-time saying, albeit the Giants didn't take their opportunities, but they were largely tough opportunities. They were forced into wide shots at goal, and that to me suggests that they are defending better, both at the source. I think that's been really good.
Yep.
They've really put heat on around the footy, and the Giants, they've had a fair bit of the footy, the mids, or they've had their hands on it, but they've coughed it up at times, and the Bombers, in a sense, have handled that heat around the coalface better. So that's a big tick. And then when the game's got out into space, you're right, they have deferred to corridor, and they've defended the ground a lot better than they have been able to, certainly over the last month or so, or simply since Dean Solomon's taken over. So, and you can hear it with the fans.
Yep.
You could hear the response throughout the quarter, and then at half-time. It was a really generous round of applause for the effort, and that's really all they want to see.
And you mentioned that pre-game, that fans just want to see compete. Their players compete, their teams compete, and that's exactly what they've done. I'm wrapped with what I've seen from the Bombers. I came in here today thinking this was going to be a rough day at the office from a football broadcaster perspective.
Yeah.
Thinking that the Giants were just going to steamroll them and run all over them. But on the evidence of what we've seen in the previous 3 weeks, so pleased with that Essendon have come to play, and they've got a system off the ball. Off ball was their problem. When they didn't have the footy, what were they doing? That seems to have been rectified very quickly, I might add, in the last couple of weeks. Certainly wasn't there last week against Brisbane, but it's a slightly different beast, Brisbane away. But this has been a really, really pleasing performance. If I'm an Essendon supporter, I'm wrapped about this. I'd be asking myself, where the hell's this been? But it's been really positive. Contest and clearance, they were the areas. Uncontested marks are still a bit of a concern for Essendon defending. The Giants had 31, but they didn't score. So, you sort of think, well, I'm happy to give you that if you're not going to do too much damage. Contest there, what are they, plus 15, I think 14 of these.
It's the clearances half, 23 to 6 away of the Bombers. So they're getting towed up, the Giants in the middle of the ground.
The mids of the Bombers are doing a hell of a job. Durham's had
to
6
Sammy Durham,
clearances.
4 to
Ryan's
Bryan.
had 4, 3 to Sharp, 2 to Merritt, 2 to Roby as well. They're absolutely mauling this high-profile, big-name midfielder of the Giants. What's Clayton Oliver had? He's only had 1 clearance.
Yep.
And 7 contested for him to half-time. So they're doing a hell of a job nullifying the talent from the opposition in that area of the ground, but more so, they are winning with their own grit and system around the contest. And I think that's a huge tick for the Bombers today.
Challenge is going to be now, isn't it? Is they're going to have to hit the scoreboard. You feel like the Giants are going to have a moment, aren't they, or have some momentum at some stage.
3 points.
You feel that they'd get a decent, especially that midfield group. You feel like that Adam Kingsley would spend a fair bit of the halftime break with them, saying, "Oh, guys,
I'd like to be.
They're our highly paid mids.
Let's get a camera in the room.
Let's get to work. Let's absolutely get to
and
work.
That's the thing,
not
isn't
us.
it? When the side has kicked 2 goals 9, Jake Stringer's kicked 5 behinds. Clayton Oliver's had 9 disposals at 0% kicking efficiency, and he's -2 in metres gained.
Yep.
He's had 1 clearance, and this is a side that can put on 14 goals in a quarter.
Yeah.
They can quickly
Against Brisbane.
Well, there's some clear there's some clear RFIs. I think is what you're saying there.
they tidy up their backyard rather quickly. But for the moment, the Bombers are giving them everything they've got, and that's added to the fact that Nate Caddy was out of the game after quarter time, reportedly through illness. So we're speculating whether he had a migraine or something not quite right. But the Bombers down 1 on the bench, and Dean Solomon is coaching from that bench this afternoon.
Yeah, which is good. I think that's a good move for Solly. Just get down and get around the younger players and have an impact down on the... And so you mentioned Caddy. It's clearly a big out. And to this point, okay, the scoreboard is in check, but they've got to find a way to get some wins ahead of the ball. Kyle Langford hasn't touched the footy.
Hasn't touched the
ball. Has
ball.
not touched the footy. So that's not him. He's a smart forward. At his best, he's a really clever forward. So... I think they have to persist with him there without Caddy down there, but he probably needs to get on his bike a bit more. And Peter Wright's the same. Maybe, although Brian's been good in the ruck, but maybe Wright needs to spend 5 or 10 minutes in the ruck. He's only had the 1 kick and has been outpointed on a few 50-50 balls there. So when you look at it, Brian gets a soft free kick and kicks the goal. Roby's down there as well. He's looked dangerous. He dropped a mark that he should have taken. He's certainly a big body who can compete down there. But other than that, they've relied on Merritt pushing forward and sneaking a goal, and Bryan, as I said. So, and Dyson Sharp was the other one in that first quarter. So you just feel like the Giants are going to find their mojo at some stage and just shift into gear. Can the Bombers maintain that pressure, maintain that defence, or that that sort of system defence where they're defending the ground pretty well, and then how can they conjure up a score in this second half?
I had a look at the last time Essendon had won back-to-back quarters. Not that long ago, unfortunately, half the stat, but they did it against Carlton in round 13. So they won the first quarter there by 7, the second quarter by 7 as well, and led by 14 at the main break, lost by 5.
Well, that's a bit boring then.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Just seeing shots on the monitor from the host broadcaster about Dean Solomon being told by the doctor that Nate Caddy's afternoon was done, and he was as surprised as anyone. So giving every indication that he thought he would have been right to come back on, but his afternoon is done. The Bombers leading by 3 points earlier. It was a big win for the Hawks by 70 points over Richmond, and a win for the Western Bulldogs by 9 points, full-time there. And the Bulldogs get the all-important 4 points over the Gold Coast Suns, but the Suns rallied late in the game. We'll pause here at Docklands and bring you the latest from the ABC Newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. The US says it's now completed its 8th consecutive day of airstrikes against Iran. It says the latest attacks targeted the paramilitary Revolutionary Guard in retaliation for the killing of 2 American troops in Jordan, further widening the crossfire between the nations as they fight over control of the strategic Strait of Hormuz. The strike comes as an interim deal seeking to find an end to the Iran war has collapsed. The US has targeted bridges, electrical facilities and other targets in Iran, while Tehran has retaliated by hitting power and desalination plants in Kuwait, as well as launching attacks on other US allies in the Gulf region. Western Australian opposition leader Basil Zemplis has rejected suggestions preferencing One Nation over Labor in the Secret Harbour by-election would be an endorsement of its immigration stance and other policies. Mr Zemplis was speaking after presenting the Liberal candidate for the vote on August the 29th, Ryan Robinson. He says the party's intention is to preference One Nation above Labor and the Greens. Mr Zemplis says it's up to people to draw the connections about what they want.
It is putting them above Labor and above the Greens, which I have stated we would do, because I believe that would give us the best chance of putting Ryan in the Parliament of Western Australia.
The Victorian government has announced it will toughen laws to unmask anonymous social media accounts which incite hatred. The legislation will give the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal new powers to force social media companies to reveal the identities of anonymous users accused of online vilification. The government will also scrap the legal threshold currently blocking many families from suing social media and AI companies for negligence causing psychiatric harm to a child. Currently, claims require proof of a permanent impairment of 10% or more. Premier Jacinta Allen says the changes are to help protect children. A Queensland man has died during an hour-long police pursuit on the New South Wales northern border this morning. Ethan Ricks has more.
New South Wales police were notified that a man allegedly armed with a gun had crossed into the state around 1 a.m. this morning. Officers say after the driver failed to stop, a pursuit was initiated before road spikes were deployed twice in South Murwillumbah. The man eventually came to a stop after driving down an embankment around 2 a.m. When police approached the vehicle, the 25-year-old man was found unconscious and died at the scene. A firearm was seized from the ute and a critical incident investigation into the police response has now been launched.
Meanwhile, a man is in a critical condition after a crash in the Queensland town of Toowoomba overnight. Heloise Vias has the details.
Emergency services were called to West Street in Harristown at 2 o'clock this morning, where a Hyundai had collided into a power pole. Police believe the car first hit a raised median strip before driving into the pole. The 19-year-old male driver was taken to Toowoomba Base Hospital with minor injuries, while the 24-year-old passenger was hospitalised with life-threatening injuries. Police are appealing for anyone with relevant information or footage of the Hyundai before the crash to come forward. Investigations are ongoing.
One person is dead and 2 others are seriously injured after a head-on collision in Monbulk in Melbourne's east. 2 cars collided on Monbulk Road just before 9:30 this morning. An off-duty nurse and paramedic who were nearby provided immediate first-hand aid, but the male driver died at the scene. A man and woman from the other vehicle were flown to hospital. Celebrated Australian actor Terence Donovan has died at the age of 90. His son, fellow actor Jason Donovan, announced the news today via social media, saying the Neighbours star died in Melbourne. He paid tribute to his father as a huge character who was larger than life, saying his family were by his side in his final days. There's excitement and anticipation among supporters of Argentina and Spain ahead of the Soccer World Cup final at New York, New Jersey Stadium tomorrow morning Australian time. Amanda Shalala has the preview from New York City.
Times Square turned into a sea of white and sky blue as a massive crowd of Argentina fans filled the famous plaza. There were many fans who had travelled from Argentina and others from across the United States to share in the experience, even without having tickets for the final in New Jersey. Spanish supporters had their own large gatherings as they hoped to see their team topple the reigning champions. And England claimed its best result since winning the title 60 years ago, beating France 6-4 in the third-place playoff.
ABC News.
What's loaded with fun for the whole family? ABC iView. Bring it! From the investigators and caper crew to Andy Lee's Do Not Watch This Show.
You can keep watching.
Find it all on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Brian arrives, taps it down, Whitfield, free kick, and it'll go the way of the Dons, I think. Brian, I think Whitfield, possibly the offending party, and he will go back from 30 metres out, just left of centre, to try and kick the first goal of his second term and take back the lead for Essendon. Spinning the footy in his hands, very slow approach, puts it on the boot and slams it through. Essendon in front again.
Jake Stringer from the right forward pocket, drifts it left, 5 behinds for him. That's a lot. What an afternoon he's having. He's kicked goals in 14 of the last 17 games in which he's featured in, including the last 3, and he could have had a handful before the day and really got going, and he hasn't taken any of them.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
We have the close one, but that's about it at the moment. The Bombers leading by 3 points over the Giants. 3-6-24 to GWS 2-9-21. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Tim Morgan down on the boundary. Daniel Harford and Luke Ball are your experts, but there is some breaking news around Nate Caddy, Ben.
Yeah, this is might be the biggest story out of the game, given it wasn't the prettiest first half of football we've witnessed. Essendon leading by 3 points. Story developed, so Tim came in and told us that Nate Caddy was on his haunches and looked like he was about to be sick. We then learnt that he was subbed out of the game. We were given the reason of illness. We're now learning that he's gone to hospital with an elevated heart rate to get checked out as a precaution. Essendon will provide an update at the end of the game. So that's a little bit concerning at the moment. Hopefully everything's all right with Nate Caddy in the fullness of time, but we'll provide you updates as they come to hand this Arvo.
Yeah, it's not ideal for anyone. Elevated heart rates, it's clearly something they're pretty keen to make sure they get right or diagnose correctly. So the right decision's been made. I mean, you don't want to be messing with that part of the body, do you? You can mess with hamstrings and quads if you need to, but not the ticker.
I wonder if he's had sometimes if some sort of virus that can bring that on. Once you start, you don't know until you start running around. It was only sort of 5
you don't
minutes
even
in the
feel
first
sick.
quarter.
It's the start of the virus. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, potentially, hopefully. Not aware of any sort of pre-existing
not
condition
that
he carries that he's dealt with, and this hasn't happened before. So, fingers crossed, it's a very isolated and acute incident that he gets over very quickly.
Oldie Wines had sort of heart
that's right.
issues where he had problems with his rhythm of his heart and had to miss some time. The Brownlow medalist. On the Gold Coast, it was the Bulldogs who prevailed by 9 points, 11-11-77 to the Suns, 9-14-68. Marcus Bontebelli with 3 goals, Matt Kennedy with 3 goals as well. While Toot Miller had 39 disposals in a losing side, Will Powell with 31 and Noble with 30. Bailey Williams was the Dogs' leading disposal getter with 29. So for the Bulldogs, it keeps them in touch with the top 10. They're 7th on the ladder at the moment, so they're inside the top 10 for the moment with 11 wins and 7 losses. But for Damien Hardwick, that's 8 in a row. 8 consecutive losses.
8 in a row since that horror last quarter here against North Melbourne.
Yep, since Darwin.
Yeah. But even they came back from that, and they had the Kangas on toast, really. That was the game I got up and left early. Penny wasn't hit the road to get hightailed over the MCG to Pendles.
Yeah. Mid-broadcast.
And I've listened. And I left early. Well, he said, "Boys, I got to get on the green."
Well, I thought this one's done too. The Kangas were 6 goals up. The Suns were 6 goals up in the last quarter, and then I hightailed it over to the G for Pendle's record-breaking game. And listen to Benny call unbelievable comeback, and since then they've fallen. It's been down and to the right.
Yeah,
as Gordon would say.
Yeah, we actually thought this game's done, so we'll have a bit of fun and we'll track Bawley to see if he can make it in time for the Guard of Honour, and we'll carry it over to the next broadcast if they can see Bawley in the Guard of Honour. We had to dump that because North came storming back and got them.
This is a staggering fall away, isn't it? But I wonder if a journo will be cheeky enough to ask Damien whether that's the end of the season, whether that's season over for them now after that result. Good win from the Dogs. They're focusing on the positives. That was obviously a danger game. Anytime you travel, and they had a few outs. Bailey Dale out as well. So that's just keeps them in touch, doesn't it? Keeps their destiny in their own hands a little bit. The Dogs.
So they're a game and a bit out. Game and percentage out. The Suns now with a tough road home in terms of their opponents. They won't make the wild card the way things are going here.
I think really in hindsight, Damien Hardwick's prediction that their season was done was just anticipating what was going to take place. So Swamp Thing on X, who's normally pretty reliable when it comes to this stats. The last time Damien Hardwick had a run like this was when he lost his opening 9 games as the coach of the Tigers. So this is a man they brought in to...
It started.
Is it?
Yep, right at the very
start.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, righto.
To lead them into September after winning their first final last year. The match review officer has also delivered the findings from yesterday's games. West Coast captain Liam Baker has copped a 1-game ban for his late hit on Brisbane forward Cam Rayner.
That's the third of its kind for him in the last, 18 months.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty ordinary effort, really. Deserves a week.
Well, Noah Answorth has escaped with just a fine for his late bump on Harley Reid, who then had his tangle with the step, having taken to the coaches on the phone. So Answorth with a fine there, but a one-game ban for Liam Baker ahead of the derby across town, of course, between the Dockers and the Eagles. And the breaking news is that Ken Hinkley will be announced as the inaugural Tasmanian coach tomorrow at a press conference in Hobart. Brendan Gale has been doorstopped this afternoon, has said that Ken Hinkley's vision for how he was going to bring the state together and the inaugural team was what ultimately led him to the job. So it's actually been quoted before it's actually been announced.
So Benny didn't try and say, "Oh, we'll announce it tomorrow." He just said, "Yep."
He's not stupid enough to think we're stupid.
No, might have put two and two together and just asked what was the most impressive part of his pitch, and they said, well, that's how he got the job. But anyway, there are quotes tonight.
Should have said, "I haven't thought about it half."
Oh, don't start me on that.
We're still working through the process. Essendon by 3 points. Zach Merritt has kicked a goal this afternoon. He's had the job on Toby Bedford, but it's been Merritt who's led the way with 15 disposals for the Bombers. There's players that are in position, and we're ready to get the second half underway. The Bombers by 3 points. Here's Benny Cameron.
Madden and Bryan, up they go. Bryan misses it, lands in the lap of Madden, who gives the handball out. Durham takes it for Essendon, gives it off to Bryan, who gives it to Merritt. Runs through the middle, left foot kick inside 50. Kuzma drops the mark, gathers at ground level, spits out the handball. Close to the boundary line, Iden paddling it out. Throwing coming 25 around from the attacking goal for Essendon.
Here's an amazing stat for you from the second quarter. The Giants had 8 marks inside forward 50, didn't kick a goal. The Bombers had 0. They only kicked 1 goal, but had 0 marks inside forward 50.
It's a great start half.
Thank you.
From the throw in, Madden slaps it down, spits out to Farrow, who dinks a kick into the pocket. Lands on its point, a little bit of backspin. Stays in play. Iden gets it away to Whitfield, who flicks the handball away to Himmelberg. Canelio caught, just gets rid of it. Loose ball in the forward pocket for Essendon. Daywicks onto it. Handball away to Wright, who gets it out to Roby. Works his way through them to Dersma, to Pryor. Long left foot snap. End over end. It will just go out on the full. So a Giants ball, right back pocket. Essendon lead by 3 points. We've played a minute in the second half.
Iden over the top to Whitfield. So what sort of response are we going to see from the Giants? As we mentioned, 22-6 the clearances in the first half the way of the Bombers. The kick to Madden, who takes the mark at right half back. A good contested mark. Callaghan wanted the hand pass. Madden's against that. He's now called to play on. Thought about stepping around Reed. Now does give the hand pass away to Finn Callaghan, who just sends a high, long dumping kick up the wing. Green tried to get out the back. Ridley makes the spoil. Cadman grabbing at the back of his head like he got a bit of that fist as well. And a boundary throw in.
Well, they might need a bit more of that half. Just take the territory, the long kick, and get the contest and win the contest. The run and gun handball game isn't working at all today.
They look like they lack chemistry.
Yep.
They've never played together, these guys. It's really odd to watch.
Bryan tried to take it to the ruck, tackled by Stringer, spills away. Stringer then rips down Xavier Dersma and throws him to the turf, dives on top of him. The umpire will ball it up on the outer wing. The Bombers by 3 points.
Up it goes. Madden lays it down beautifully. Oliver snaps inside 50. Grujevski. Up he goes to take the mark. 47 metres out. Virtually directly in front. He'll go back and kick for goal.
Looks good, doesn't he, when he launches?
Yep.
Full arms, stretched. And he's got good jukes.
So he didn't want to kick one from sort of this range in the second
and I reckon
quarter.
He should have, because he's at his best anyway. What we've seen earlier in the year, he can certainly get the journey here. It's a good start, though. A little more of that. That was Madden straight down to Oliver. And instead of trying to invent a handball, a 50-50 handball, get it on the boot, get the territory, put the defenders under pressure.
Max Grujevski, the latest in a long line of people to maybe have their parent give away too much on social media. He chips this one to the pocket. Toby Green gathers it, snaps it 5 metres, ends up with Redmond. Don's ball in their back pocket. McGrath runs into a dead end, gets rid of it to Hamilton. They have to rush it through, and Merritt does well.
Explain more about that parent thing.
His dad commented about his contract, saying, look, it'd be a real thrill for him to come back and play for North Melbourne, the team we both grew up supporting.
Dad.
No, that's leverage 101. That's brilliant. That is brilliant from the old man.
Oh, you reckon it's strategic?
Yeah, clever.
Little Instagram comment.
Zach Merritt kicks the Bombers back into play. Daywicks is the target at half back. It's sport out of play. And Bryan can't keep it alive.
Anytime I tell my mum something, it's a press conference the next day. Virtually invite all media and tell everyone.
That's great leverage from Dad. Well played.
Certainly is. Bombers by 2 points. Jack Stringer's booted 5 behinds. Aaron Cadman 2 in the Giants. 2 goals, 10. Trying to get a spot inside the top 10. They move past St Kilda. Stringer, he's doing his best. Fend off once, twice. In the end, the Caldwell tackle didn't stick, so he's still standing. Drives the Giants inside 50. Cadman against a couple, and Ridley takes the mark with the support of Reid.
Yes, he's the drop-off defender at the moment. Jordan Ridley, it's working pretty well for the Bombers. At his best, that's what he was, wasn't he?
Yep.
He's had a frustrating career with injuries and speculation that he wants out at the end of the season once more. Bryan in front position, beat Madden and held onto the mark. Has it at right half back.
Misses the handball to Dersma, but he cleans it up. Chips it short for Kako. Dons by a couple of points. Kako feeds the handball to Dersma. Tight roping the boundary line. Kicks the Dons inside 50. Roby's down there. Wrestling with Laverty. Halves it out of bounds. And a throw in right forward pocket. Dons doing some attacking early on in this second half. They lead by 2 points. GWS, their last goal in this game, 22 minutes into the first. It was a 1-goal second term. It was the way of the Bombers. Bryan brings it down. Daywicks leaves it behind. Stone comes away with it. Kicks the team in orange up towards the wing. Ridley punches it away. Straight up and down, though. Reid gathers. Bombers ball backward of the logo. McGrath cuts past Toby Green.
The Bombers captain kicks up to Clark. It bounces off his chest. He regathers in front of Clayton Oliver. Hand pass to Merritt. Works it to Artemis at right half forward. On to Boo. Kicks inside 50. Madden back with the flight. Crashes the pack. It's gathered by Durham lays the tackle, top of the goal square.
Brilliant.
Umpire says no prior opportunity, and a few of the Essendon players making the case that there was.
No, I'm okay with that.
Dumped in the tackle.
Terrible hospital handball.
Yeah. Great pressure.
Angwin, but yeah, great closing pressure.
Madden went back and cleaned up Taylor. A couple of the Giants
free kick.
Same page. Free kick for a hold. It's going the way of the Bombers. Only about 15 metres out, directly in front.
Farrow, he'll get it.
Against Jaden Laverde. He's not happy, but certainly a free kick there, Jaden.
So Jacob Farrell in game number 16. Hasn't kicked a goal in his AFL career. He gets a second chance here. 10 disposals so far this afternoon.
He's got a beautiful left leg.
To extend the Bombers' lead with the opening goal of the third quarter. Farrow makes it good. And Essendon's spirit is lifting. His first goal in AFL footy. And they come from everywhere to join him in the celebrations. A real spirit lifter for Dean Solomon's side, and they are starting to believe an upset could be possible. 4-6-30 the Bombers to the Giants 2-10-22. 7 minutes gone in the third quarter on ABC Sport. That's now the last 3 goals in the match, stretched across 3 quarters. Tim Morgan on the boundary.
Yeah, looks like a real concern for Toby Green. The ice going on the top of his left quad at this stage.
Well, that's day done then for Toby.
Yep.
And I wonder, high on the quad's not good. We had this situation with Zach Butters a couple of weeks ago. Is this the last time we see Toby Green in the orange of the GWS Giants?
Settle down, Benny. Settle down.
We've still got 6 rounds to go.
It's a good quad.
Plus finals, maybe.
Plus wild card.
High quad, though. They can be serious injuries. Never done a
Had a few
quad,
of those,
let alone a high quad. Not easy to come back from as Merritt kicks Essendon high inside 50. Off the hands of the pack, Daywicks. Handball towards Hussein El-Ashka. Tries to swat it on, misses it. Fonte's tackled. Essendon have ratcheted up their pressure.
Got a sniff. They got a sniff. Giants need to respond here.
A warm welcome to listeners who have joined us at Docklands from the game on the Gold Coast. The Bombers by 8 points. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Daniel Harford and Bob Murphy, Daniel Harford and Luke Ball in for Bob Murphy this afternoon with Tim Morgan on the boundary. The Bombers really have taken control since late in the opening quarter, and the Giants have been inaccurate. 2 goals, 10. 5 behind to Jake Stringer, 2 to Aaron.
Got him!
And through the middle of the ground. Brown took on 1 too many and he's gone. As you heard from Daniel Harford and Bill Laurie in the back row. Merritt takes it for the Bombers. He's had a good game as well. Kicked a goal in that opening quarter to Reid, who drives it inside 50. Durham worked underneath it by Himmelberg. Durham gathers. Hand pass to Bryan, who puts through his second. They've kicked the last 4 goals in the game, the Bombers. Nick Bryan in the prime position was able to finish in front of goal. And with Toby Green having come to the bench with some hamstring concern, a high on the quad. And Nate Caddy having been subbed out after quarter time. He's gone to hospital with an inflated heart rate as well. There's a lot of drama happening here at Docklands. So it's the Bombers who lead by 14 points. 5-6-36 to the Giants. 2-10-22.
So a defensive intent again that gets them the goal. It was the tackle in the middle of the ground when Bill Laurie came to the coverage. And they were able to get the ball back in, caught the Giants defenders on the hop a bit because they were expecting to keep possession. So they'd started getting attacking. Long ball into a one-on-one. Durham did really well to bring it to ground and then fed it back to Brian for his second. It's good. It's energising. If you're a Bombers supporter and you're in the area and you're not in the building, get to Docklands.
There's seats.
There's plenty.
Back in the middle, Brian slaps it down, coming through Dyson Sharp, trying to get busy Bedford. But Sharp wins it for the Dons, gives it to Caldwell, to Merritt. Out to Roberts on the wing, feeds the handball to Conto Giannis. He gives it to McGrath. Retreating here, the Dons, sweeping handball back to Pryor. He runs across the defensive 50.
Forward.
Now he'll kick into the middle of the ground, looking for Ridley. Goes up opposed to Stringer, who's kicked 5 behinds today. Ball goes to ground, tackled by Stringer as Ridley wins a free kick. Might have earned that in the marking contest.
I'm going to get away with no 50 there. So
Ridley switches it to Merritt. No, it'll come back. So Jake Stringer has had 5 shots on goal in this game, 5 behinds against his old team. As Clinchy mentioned, that Nate Caddy illness, a real concern. Ridley off the Pryor, kicks to a pack inside 50 for Essendon. Down there right, trying to keep it moving forward, out towards the pocket now. Farrow goes in, he's wrapped up. And a ball up deep in the left forward pocket. The small Essendon crowd, they find their voice. They lead by 14, 10.5 into the third term.
Thrown up into the air. Brown taps it towards the boundary line. Kako swoops onto it, takes a bounce, veers out to the right, kicks it back into the pocket, looking for Clark. Taylor got back. Was he taken high? No. Langford gathers, tries to centre it. Can't get any purchase on the kick. Ash is tackled by 2 Bombers.
Hold that.
Ilashka
got it
into the turf, holding the ball.
That's the right decision. Ash drew that ball back in. He was going to get it out and feed, and then drew it back into his body, then was tackled.
Look at all the Dons celebrating the tackle and the defensive
and
pressure
50.
as well.
And now a certain goal, even though it would have been a free kick at the top of the goal square. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on. Ash is not giving the footy away. He's a bit frustrated. And now Lashka is going to put through a goal for the Bombers, which is going to be their 5th on the bounce. After the Giants kicked 2 of the first 3. Alaska into the 3rd tier. And the Bombers are flying at the moment. They're out by 20 points. Having kicked the last 5 goals in the match. The Bombers by a point at quarter time, by 3 points at half time, and now 3 unanswered goals to start this third quarter. Has them seeing a possibility. 6-6-42 to the Giants, 2-10-22. The Bombers with 1 win so far this season, back in round 5 against the Demons.
They're out 3 on the bounce, and it's just more of the same. As we get a look at Toby Green on the bench there, looking pretty disconsolate, but again, just the middle of the ground. They just can't get their hands on the footy. They're good players, the Giants, can't get their hands on the footy. And when they do, like Lockie Ash there, they are set upon by a really hungry Bombers team. We wondered at halftime whether they could maintain the rage, and all evidence points to the fact that they can at the moment. So over to you. Good Giants players. Callahan's in the middle. Who's that? That's Stringer's gone to the middle now. Can he win a centre bounce?
Who wants a wild card position? 4 teams came into this weekend on 8 wins.
So we didn't need it.
The Saints, the Roos, the Blues and the Giants. The first 3 have all lost, and the Giants struggling. Roby with the clearance. Inside 50 for the Dons. Sharp bursting onto it. Can't quite trap it. Laverty goes in, gets it out. Giants ball. Sharp burrows in again, and we'll get a ball up.
4-0 centre clearance this quarter for the Dons. 8-3 clearances. Killing them.
There is a real energy in the building. Umpire puts it aloft. Forward 50 stoppage for the Dons. Wright taps it out. Clark out after it. Beating him to it, O'Halloran. Sweeps the handball. That's a turnover. Essendon back with it through McGrath. Handball to Wright. He goes corridor to Redmond. Redmond has to step his man. Fends him off. Dumps it on the left. Kicks the goal! The Red Dog! And it's the men in the red and the black. They are surging in this third term. And they lead by 26 points. Who saw this coming? 7-6-48 plays 2-10-22. 13 minutes into the third. Luke Ball, Daniel Harford.
Well, what a goal. Again, born out of pressure at contest. They're killing them at contested possession. What is it, 21-11 at contested possession? Just as a reference for those that weren't with us earlier, the Giants are the third best contested possession team in the competition. The Bombers are 18th. So they are absolutely on song in an area that they haven't been strong at. This is the DNA you want to bring to a team that's going to be rebuilding. Hunt and pressure. Dean Solomon up and about on the bench and on the replay.
Tim Morgan on the boundary.
Yeah, the atmosphere has certainly shifted down here. It's a small Bombers faithful in the house, but they're certainly starting to get loud. They're starting to believe.
The last 6 goals of the game have gone the way of the Bombers. Out of the middle of the ground. O drives it inside 50. Brown gathers the loose ball. Hand pass to Cornelio against the flow. He steers one through. And the first goal for the Giants, that isn't Toby Green, who's now out of the game. So he kicked the opening 2 goals of the game for the Giants. He's now out with a high quad injury in this third quarter. And Cornelio pegs one back, their first goal since the 23-minute mark of the opening term. The Bombers 7-6-48 to the Giants 3-10-28. 14 minutes gone, third quarter. Sunday footy on ABC Sport with Daniel Harford and Luke Ball.
Centre bounce half, and at the time it was battened down. It actually hasn't been a first possession issue for the Giants. They've been winning the ball in at the clearance. They're just not taking yards. All the pressure's been so good from the Bombers, they've been able to strip them and then go back the other way. But that time it was a nice clean hit down the young fella Al, penetrating kick, and it was just a good one-on-one win from Callum Brown, who looks probably the most dangerous of the Giants forwards at the moment. Nice goal assist to Cornelio for their first goal since late in that first quarter.
Right, contesting the ruck here with Madden, and a free kick going the way of the Giants.
So Ash is in the middle now.
Go again.
He's pulled the trigger.
Get it in.
So he'll chip it short towards Stringer, who marks 53 metres out.
Well, he owes them a few, Jakey.
He's kicked 5 behinds today, Jake Stringer.
It's from 55, he's going to have to launch it.
Yeah.
He did kick that running torp here at Docklands. Remember when he was at the Dons? That went miles.
Yeah, he can roost them.
We might need one of those again from Jake Stringer. Drop punt here. Drives it low and hard. Is it on target? No. It's out to the left. He's kicked 6 behinds.
Got his goal.
It's his first goal for the day.
Essendon by 19, and he's getting a little bit of feedback as well. 16 minutes into this third term.
And Jaden Laverty against their former side. Roberts' kick is too wide. It's out on the full, so the Giants will take it back here. Taken by Stringer into the pocket over the head of Cadman. And Pryor takes the mark at the back. Puts his hand up to gesture he doesn't want to play on. As he switches across the defensive goal face. Andy McGrath takes the mark. He plays on in the back pocket. Sends it long towards Bryant and Taylor. Tangling in from the side. Daywick trying to help out. It's flicked up by Callaghan. It was over the boundary line. And the umpire will throw it in front of the bench. Clayton Oliver about to come back on. He and Toby Bedford starting this third quarter on the bench.
I think Brian copped either a corky or a knee right into the midriff.
From Daywick, he didn't need to jump. He had to stay down.
Got to get moving, these prime movers from the Giants. Callaghan, Oliver, no impact on the game at the moment.
Essendon by 19 points. Free kick from the boundary thrown going the way of Madden.
Yeah, well, Durham's in the ruck against him because Daywick's jumped into Brian.
Madden gives it off to Callaghan. Kicks deep inside 50. Out the back here at fullback for the Dons. Roberts is the first to respond. Handball to Wright, who handballs to Grass. Kondo Giannis runs onto it, tackled quickly. And a ball up, left forward pocket for the Giants. Essendon by 19. Played 18 minutes in this third term.
Wright can do the rucking here. That's helpful.
Yep. Taken by Cornelio. Squeeze the centering kick. Unable to take the mark. Hamilton. The Bombers try and work it out. Roberts gets a hand pass away to Farrow. Sends it up to Sharp. Has it at left half back. Essendon by 19 points. 7-6-48 to the Giants. 3-11-29. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron call the action. Tim Morgan on the boundary. Daniel Harford and Luke Ball, your experts. As Sharp goes for a run across defensive 50. Hand pass to Reed. Takes a bounce. Still in 2 minds. Writes the long target down the line. The Giants are well set. Callaghan couldn't reel it in. Fonte does, though. Hand pass up the wing. Madden gives it away to Finn Callaghan at left half forward. High centering ball in the direction of Brown. Reaches up, trying to tap it away from Roberts. It spills to McGrath. Gets the hand pass back. And Archie Roberts chips it into the pocket, and Farrow takes the mark.
They were really well set defensively there, the Bombers, when that ball came in.
Struggling for a crumb at the moment, aren't they, too? And young Gothard is out of the team today. Both he and Harvey Thomas, actually.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the ruckman as well.
And Green.
As it turns out, have been three pretty key outs. They're certainly missing.
You do get the sense that the Giants' prime movers, as you put it, Bally, might have just sensed the moment. Finn Callaghan trying to
Yeah, and
the lift in the last little while.
Don't need to panic. They were in a similar position last week against the Cats as well. So we know they were a strong finishing last quarter team.
Caldwell exits the defensive 50, kick to the wing for Reid, halves it there with Cadman. Throw in coming just short of the interchange gates.
So the whole world knew he was going to bring it out to Reid then, Caldwell, with that kick, because he just kept running laterally. So the whole world knew where he's going to go. If he runs more goal to goal, just even for 10 metres, defenders start to collapse because they've got to put pressure on him, and then you'll get those other options that will appear. It's just a little bit of craft that he could take note of, I reckon.
Throwing on the wing, tapped down by Wright. Sullivan Roby fighting for it there with as eventually it comes out towards Durham, who feeds the handball back to Roby, and now he runs away with it for the Dons, but the handball's poor.
He went lateral as well.
Bumped into by Bedford, turned it over. Ralston tries to get a hand pass back.
Great pressure.
Laverty's kick is smothered. It was great pressure, Paulie, and Sharp takes it back. Hand pass to Durham. Onto the outer wing. Sharp involved once more. Farrow just holds up. Kicks out to space at left half forward. Wanting El Ashkar. Doesn't get to him. And Callaghan gathers. His hand pass a turnover. Sharp tackled. Got a hand pass into the pocket. El Ashkar to Merritt. Tries to get it back to El Ashkar. The Giants desperately defending O'Halloran. Hand pass to Madden. They get out of a bind. Hand pass to Whitfield. He chips it to Lockie Ash, who has it 40 metres out from his defensive goal.
There's a wall of Essendon players in front of him.
Look at Whitfield go.
He'll flare it wide. Grajewski, who now moves it on to Whitfield, who's run a long way to get this ball on the wing. Whitfield just pokes it on for Ash. Essendon by 19 points. Time on third term. Essendon kicked 6 consecutive goals from the end of the first quarter to midway through the third. Ash drives the Giants inside 50. Jumping underneath it, Stringer out the back. Onto it, Hamilton, close to the boundary line, and the Bombers defenders do well to get it out. Roberts sticks in a hand, knocks it out. Left forward pocket for the Giants, boundary throwing coming.
It's been an action-packed game. Nate Caddy came from the field in the first quarter. It was reported he was suffering illness and out of the game. At halftime, we were told he's gone to hospital with an elevated heart rate. Then Toby Green out in the third quarter with a high quad injury. So both sides down a couple on the bench. And Dean Solomon, who's lost his first 6 games as interim coach, trying to get one here. Ralston off the outside of the boot. Oliver flies in the right forward pocket. Can't take the mark. Grzyewski bumped off it. And Farrow gathers for the Bombers. Hand pass to Merritt. Kicked over the head of Sharp. Opens the door for Finn Callaghan of the Giants. Gets the hand pass forward. Hand pass to Iden. Links up here across half forward. Callaghan to Madden. Back into the middle of the ground for Ash. Feeling the pressure of the Giants. The kick missed Whitfield. Opens up the possibility. Langford, who didn't have a touch to half time. He's worked off this. Umpire calls play on. O'Halloran gets it to Whitfield. Kicks into the pocket. Presenting. Mark not paid initially, but it will be a free kick to Hamilton, who just held his body in front. And in the end, Artemis around the side trying to spoil. Collected him high.
But it's hard. Everything's hard, isn't it?
It is.
No
just
time and
dialed up
space.
today, haven't they? They've just dialed up their work rate a little bit.
So for you, Adam Kingsley, you've got to start thinking about trying to really stretch the ground, because they're winning in numbers at the moment, the Bombers. So how do you isolate them when you've got the ball? How do you keep the numbers away from where you are? Yep. So kick mark, spread the ground, just really work it up with method. Put some pressure on the Bombers defensively.
Riley Hamilton, the 19-year-old Category B rookie, fires at the left goalpost and hits it. And that sums up a lot of the Giants' afternoon. 3 goals, 12-30, trailing the Bombers 7-6-48. 23 minutes gone. Third quarter, Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Redmond brings it in, runs to the pocket, kicks right to the wing. Brian's down there, holding free kick. It'll go the way of Brian. Sam Taylor just holding back one of his arms. Dons by 18.
A good Brian. Good to see him back out there.
He did cop that knee right in the midriff. Looked uncomfortable. Kicks up towards half forward. Another contest kick off the hands of the pack. Ash is there to rove. Giants ball. Handball to Whitfield. Tackled by Kako. Manages to get a kick away. Way down Taylor coming in and a ball up. So repeating, like Clinchy mentioned, Nate Caddy out of this game with what we were told was illness, off to hospital with that elevated heart rate. That'll be a big story to follow. Hopefully all okay for Nate Caddy, who re-signed during the week. Giants away down the wing. Whitfield gives it to Brown. He'll thump it inside 50. In good position. Grzyewski hands to it, drops it. Stringer comes in, fends off, snaps on goal. It goes straight up and down towards the goal square, and Reid can punch it away. Now to play. Throw in left forward pocket for the Giants.
We'll have to give that Jakey. Well on the Bombers there. They scrambled. Looked like Krzyzewski had his opponent cold. Just found a way to bring the ball to ground. Jakey Stringer, I think he's so desperate to kick a goal, isn't he? He missed a handball over the top there.
It's a bit about Jakey at the moment, which is a problem for them.
He's kicked 6 of the Giants, 12 behinds. Jake Stringer spills down to Roberts. He ran into a dead end. Pryor's able to gather the loose footy as it spilled out. His kick is wide of Sharp though, and the foot race is on. Fonte should get there first for the Giants. Taps it to his own advantage, and Sharp takes him over the boundary line. A throw in at right half forward for the Giants.
Good kick, good chase for the Bombers. That worked well, that exit under a fair bit of pressure.
Earlier today, the Western Bulldogs by 9 points over the Gold Coast Suns, and Hawthorn by 70 points over the Tigers at the MCG. Multiple reports confirming Ken Hinkley will be announced as the inaugural Tasmanian Devils coach tomorrow in Hobart. The kick up the wing. Elatka going to work. Won the battle against a few Giants. Got it away to Xavier Dersma, who then gives the hand pass with the kick up the wing. Taylor's able to gather for the Giants. Hand pass to Fonte. Switches across defensive 50, and Hamilton takes the mark.
Hamilton feeds it on to Callaghan. He sweeps a handball into the corridor. Might work out okay. Al goes in and manages to get out the handball to the run of Ash. Giants through the middle, feigns the handball. Now we can think about giving it. He doesn't. Runs to 52. Kicks on goal, and back there Ridley. Last line for the Dons. Gathers. Handball away to Reid, who's just pushed as he kicked. It dribbles out just beyond the defensive arc. So free kick going the way of the Giants. It'll be taken by Bedford. 60 around from goal, Essendon by 18.
Now the job on Zach Merritt at various stages. Beautiful kick to the pocket. Weighted pass for Grujeski, and he leads up, and this time it sticks in the left forward pocket. He's 5 metres in from the boundary, 30 metres out from goal.
Well, he's been one of their winners today. Grujeski, the way he's presented to the footy, hasn't hit the scoreboard enough. Certainly the big stick style. Gets a chance to rectify that, but he's looked good forward of the footy for them.
The Giants need someone to take their opportunities in front of goal. Steve Coniglio was able to do so around 11 minutes ago, and now Grujeski follows suit. So 2 goals to the Giants as they look to cut this margin back to 12 points. The Bombers kicked 6 unanswered goals from late in the first quarter all the way through to the 13-minute mark of the third quarter, and the Bombers' lead is cut once more, 7-6-48 to the Giants, 4-12-36. 26 and a half minutes gone, third term on ABC Sport. You're with Bally and half.
Well, it's not pretty half again, is it? I mean, that was the Giants' method that we're used to, the streaming through the middle of the ground. But even then, the decision and then the execution from Ash was poor.
Yeah.
In the end, the forward pressure on the exit kick from Reid is the one that causes the re-entry, and a nice kick from Bedford there to the advantage of Krzyzewski. But it's hard labour at the moment, isn't it? There's no usual fluency that we see from the Giants when they're purring. It's good response, because Redmond kicks that goal at the 13-minute mark, and you think, oh well, maybe it is the Bombers' day, but nice response.
Get down to Tim Morgan on the boundary in a moment. The Giants take it away out of the middle. Ash sweeps it on. Here's Howe kicking out wide. Bouncing ball, and it will skip out.
Horrible. Really poor kick from a clean centre clearance. It's just got to go deep inside 50.
So Ridley takes the kick up towards the wing. Marking contest. Durham, lots of it. Just not quite enough at the fall of the ball. Clark's onto it. Tim Morgan.
Yeah, all day the Bombers have just had a screen with simple messages for the players as they come off, like clearance, contested possession, my favourite, gritty, not pretty. Right now, all it says is ball security. That's the focus in these dying stages.
Rouston about to get the clearance, but he's buffeted off it by Kako, who then receives it back from Dersma. Essendon chaining handballs. They slow it up. Farrow back to Merrick Cliptie.
Lucky.
Overzealous Coniglio.
I'd love them to challenge the Giants a bit more in those contested possessions. Get forward. Look to go forward. Yeah. They're retreating too often. Because you'll get the guy at the back when you need him. He'll be there to support you still. You don't need to go back to him straight away.
Zach Merritt with an 11th disposal in this third quarter, up to 25 for the game. So he's making a bit of a statement after last week. His efforts were highlighted. Ended up finishing the game with 11 disposals. Cross half back, Roberts now has it. No one really comes charging at him, Coniglio. So he waits a beautiful kick to Caldwell, who marks at the edge of the centre square. Veers out to the right. Pierces a kick to Bryant. And the ruck has been a target tonight. He has dominated Madden in the absence of Kieran Briggs, and a chance to go back and kick his third goal.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been huge.
He might feature in Ballie's votes, I reckon.
Absolutely. 26 hit-outs. 12 disposals, coming up for 13. And if he can kick this, 3 goals out of Nick Bryan. Did you say he hadn't kicked a goal before tonight, this year?
This year he hadn't. He has 2. He's looking to try and make that 3. He veers out to the right, trying to get every millimetre, and as a result, crammed himself for room, drags it left, and it misses everything. Out of bounds on the full.
There's a big opportunity in front of him, isn't there? So this year, coming back off a knee, this year is just about re-establishing yourself, but looking ahead into next year, obviously Draper leaves, so that number 1 ruck role is absolutely there for him to grab with both hands half, and games like tonight are a good stepping stone towards doing that.
Giants with the last 2 goals of the game to trail by 12 points after Essendon kicks 6 unanswered. Oliver kicks up towards the wing. It's nearly chopped off, but it works out. Whitfield sweeps a handball forward. Angwin pokes it inside 50. Rouston's on the end of it. 48 metres out. Hurries back off the mark to look at his options. Nothing he likes immediately, so he'll go back and kick for goal by the looks.
They did well, the Bombers. They kept the mark inside 50 at 49 metres. They didn't get it deep. They kept them really shallow inside forward 50, even with the outnumber. It's well done.
It's that Merritt decision to leave his man. It just didn't quite impact, did he? Through the middle of the ground. The ball got over the back, and then a big disconnect between mid and forward. Still a tough shot.
Giants Academy product, pick 16 back in 2022. Harry Rouston from 53 hits it sweet, and the Giants are storming back into the contest. It's only 1 goal the difference. 7-6-48 plays 5-12-42. Half an hour into the third, they've kicked the last 3.
And they've done a pretty good job to do it, because the whole game was going against them. They really looked nowhere near it to that point. 15 minutes in, they kicked their first goal, and they've kicked, as you said, the last 3. And it hasn't been on the back of stellar play. They've found some looks. They've jumped ahead of the footy a couple of times too. Rolled the dice a little bit, I reckon, at the contest. Backing their players. They're good players to win around the source, which they've done a couple of times. And they've had a guy just jumping forward a contest and being the release player. And the Bombers have been a bit 6s and 7s when that happened, trying to defend it. I mean, they kept it to a narrow inside 50, shallow inside 50 there for the entry, which was a good effort, I reckon. But Rouston was good enough to go back and slot it. Fascinating battle this at the moment. The Giants are not the better team. Scoreboard says that as well, but they've got a lot of work to do if they want to win this game.
Daniel Harford with you on ABC Sport. Non-officiating umpires called a free kick going the way of the Bombers.
Gee, that's just...
So Bryan is going to take it. Feeds the hand pass to the run of Archie Roberts, streaming through the middle of Docklands. He tries to just poke a kick out in front of right. He wasn't quite on the same page. Laverde ricochets off him, crashes into Caldwell, and then over the top of the foot, he has to try and knock it clear. Spills out the way of Fonte, curls it around his body. That's exactly where Nick Bryan is waiting. And the Essendon ruck takes the intercepting mark. Quickly goes short to Roberts.
Surely that's play on.
You would have thought that's not 15. That'll be part of Greg Swan's AI technology. As Roberts looks into the pocket, Wright couldn't take the mark. He had the arms chopped though. And Peter Wright has the free kick in the left forward pocket. He's 45 metres out on a tight angle.
A lot of those free kicks today, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Just half, 3/4 arm chops there. Probably there, I think, with Jaden Laverde giving away plenty of inches there to big Peter Wright. Arms fully stretched. You'd love to see him mark that, wouldn't you? You'd love to see him really clunk that. He hasn't been able to do that really today at all. But it's an opportunity here, albeit a tough one, to kick really a pretty important goal. Given how we'll know that the Giants will finish full of running, they need a bit of a buffer, a bit of a breather here.
He kicked 3 goals 4 last week, Paulie, against the Brisbane Lions. And in the absence of Nate Caddy, they need someone to stand out from outside 50 to the left. He misses across the face. It's rushed through.
No score.
For a behind, just the right of the behind post for a throw in. So the Bombers lead by 6 points. It fails to score. The Giants have kicked the last 3 goals of the match.
So last chance in this third quarter for Essendon. Thrown in the pocket, tap by Brighton down for Kako, who's run down from behind. Just trying to zip through. He's caught. 15 out from the attacking goal here for the Dons. Umpire puts it aloft. Oh. Bryant tries to hack it out of midair. And time expires. So Essendon will lead by 6 points at the final change. 7-6-48. Plays 5-12-42. The goal kickers for the GWS Giants, Two to Toby Green, who's out of this game with a quad injury. Ice high on that quad. And then singles to Cornelio, to Ralston and Grujevski. While for Essendon, the big story, Nate Caddy out of the game with illness. We've been told by Essendon that he's gone to hospital with an elevated heart rate, and that is precautionary. An update to come after the game. Then the goal kickers for the Dons. Two to Nick Bryan, singles going the way of Merritt, Farrow, Alashka and Redmond.
So 4 goals to 3-3 the way of the Bombers in that third quarter, but their lead cut to 6 points late in that term. And the Bombers chasing their first victory since round 5 against the Demons in Gather Round in Adelaide. A chance to try and do so this afternoon in front of a small but loyal gathering of fans, and it's their 7th game under Dean Solomon, the interim coach who replaced Brad Scott back in May. It's still to come, the final quarter. This is Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
How much can we really know about the dead?
In our podcast, we're gossiping each week about the divas, ruffians and con men of Australia's past.
So join me, Alicia Simmons.
And me, Lee Boucher. Search the Dead Can't Sue podcast on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
A couple of the Giants on the same page. Free kick for a hold. It's going the way of the Bombers. Only about 15 metres out, directly in front. Hasn't kicked a goal in his AFL career. He gets a second chance here. 10 disposals so far this afternoon to extend the Bombers' lead with the opening goal of the third quarter. Farrow makes it good. And Essendon's spirit is lifting. His first goal in AFL footy to Reid, who drives it inside 50. Durham worked underneath it by Himmelberg. Durham gathers. Hand pass to Bryan, who puts through his second.
Beating him to it, O'Halloran. Sweeps the handball. That's a turnover. Essendon back with it through McGrath. Handball to right. He goes corridor to Redmond. Redmond has to step his man. Fends him off. Dumps it on the left. Kicks the goal. The Red Dog. And it's the men in the red and the black. They are surging in this third term. Pokes it inside 50. Ralston's on the end of it. 48 metres out. Hurries back off the mark to look at his options. Nothing he likes immediately, so he'll go back and kick for goal by the looks. Giants Academy product, pick 16 back in 2022. Harry Ralston from 53 hits it sweet, and the Giants are storming back into the contest.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. It's the Bombers who hold a 6-point lead over the Giants. 7-6-48 to GWS 5-12-42. The stakes are high for the Giants. Win and they'll jump inside the top 10 at the expense of the Saints. While for the Bombers, searching for their first win under interim coach Dean Solomon. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron calling the action. Tim Morgan on the boundary. Daniel Harford and Luke Ball, your experts on ABC Sport.
The ball is detained by the three-quarter time shenanigans going on the field here at Docklands. But I tell you what, we've been entertained by the Bombers all day long from the start of it. It hasn't been a free-flowing scoring festival, but it's been exactly what the Bombers fans would have loved to have seen a couple of weeks ago, many weeks ago in fairness. But they've put on a bit of show here with their pressure and their intent to get the ball back. We've been screaming at them for a month here on ABC Sunday Radio, just trying to find a way to get them up and see what they've got defensively. And today they've shown it against a team that's got it all on the line. As Benny touched on before, the 8-win teams have all lost this weekend. 3 of them already lost, and this is the chance for the Giants to have cemented but give themselves a really good look at a wild card spot, and they have coughed it up today on the back of the immense heat that the Bombers have brought in with them. It's been a good plan. They've shut out the run. They've taken away the corridor when they can, and they've made the Giants find another way, and they haven't been able to do it today.
No, they haven't half, and it's been a hiding at clearance. 29 to 11. Sorry, 37 to 16 across the ground, and in particular through the centre bounce there as well. So that's a huge win from the Bombers' point of view. And again, they started to get going a little bit. Callahan started to get going a little bit, and when Redmond kicked that goal at the 13-minute mark to put them 4 goals up, the questions were asked, and then credit to the Giants, they were able to steady, weren't they? And they kicked the next 3. It better really came from 2 centre clearances.
Yep. We
haven't seen a lot of the famed tsunami, the ability to be able to transition the ball from one end to the other, so they have to find another way to win today. You said that. They might have to do that anyway if they want to make any sort of waves for the rest of the season. So bit more territory, take the longer kick, get a contest, and then either win it in the air or at the fall of the ball, the drop of the drop of the ball inside 50. So, but I like your call with about 10 minutes to go there. The Giants are a good last quarter team. We saw it last week. They're a fast finishing team. The Bombers, not as much, even though they did finish off the game against Brisbane last week, but without Caddy as well. But the attacking has to be, let's make the ground big. You're right. Let's see if we can really stretch the ground and really see if the Bombers want to defend for 4 quarters.
Correct.
They've answered the question, I think, for 3 quarters. And, they've won 3 quarters in a row, which is a terrific effort. Let's see if they can go to the wire and can really, run this one out. From the Giants' point of view, I think that's got to be the MO this quarter. Let's stretch the ground. Not necessarily, no kamikaze handball if it's not there. Let's stretch the ground, make it big, and see if we can pick our way through from there.
Dean Solomon called in his defenders one last time before they all broke into position. He said he wants his side to finish strongly, wants to have a blueprint as to how they want to play. How important is it that they try and win this afternoon?
Well, a club like Essendon at the moment, it just said before, 1 out of the last 30.
Yeah.
Winning is a good thing.
Yeah.
And whatever you have to do, you get it done today.
Yep. Let's see if they remember how to.
And for his audition, potentially, as the coach of the Bombers beyond this season. Final term about to get underway. Essendon leading by 6 points against the Giants with so much to play for. Madden wins down the tap. Solomon Roby read it best, though. Hand pass to Sam Durham, who's been inspired this afternoon. Almost reeled in by Brown. He was holding the ball. And the Giants take possession. Got the hand pass away to Cornelio. Kicks inside 50. Cadman leads up and takes the mark. Space left in front of him, and there was little Zach Reid could do.
Oh, gee, that'll disappoint Dean Solomon. They had the possession, didn't they? And Sam Durham looked like he was out. That's that one. We've seen it so many times from both teams today. Shoulders out, take the space from a centre bouncer particularly. You've got one-on-ones ahead of the footy.
Yeah.
Drive the ball inside 50. Instead, turnover, shot of goal at the other end.
4 disposals, 2 behinds for Aaron Cadman as he fires towards goal and misses to the left-hand side. Jake Stringer with 6 behinds this afternoon.
Yeah,
another one
hook, haven't they?
To the behind column. 5 goals, 13-43. The Giants, the Bombers 7-6-48.
It's 18 shots to 13, obviously, and a few little sky balls and out in the falls as well. So they've had plenty of looks, the Giants. It's as much mental for them as anything else at the minute.
Redmond, a short kick into Durham, who gives it back to Redmond, kicks to the wing and right. Vice-like grip. Takes the mark, gives the handball to McGrath, who plays on without a plan. Gets the handball away to Clark, who gives it to Artemis, running by. Dribbles a kick inside 50. Kick was affected. Cornelio picks it up, back flank for the Giants. He's clipped high as well. Flicks it out to Oliver, who gets it onto Stone, hurries a kick to the wing. Hamilton coughs it up, so the Dons take it back. Roby receives it from Artemis. He can kick a flower bag inside 50. Kako fumbles it, gets it a second time. Flicks out a handball on attacking 50, maybe a throw.
Maybe.
And was a throw. Artemis wins it again and gives it to Merritt, and the Bombers will recycle it from halfway.
Durham winds up on that right boot, drives it inside 50. Farrow the target, covers the mark against O'Halloran. It looked a size mismatch that O'Halloran had him covered until Farrow reeled in the mark.
Well, he did a great job early with the body work, just to get him off balance a little bit. So O'Halloran had to come back and try and get his balance, let alone make contact again. And that's when he was able to make the second move on him and give himself position. Very clever.
Tersma looks like he's got some issues with his elbow as well. Toby Green out of the game with a quad injury in the third quarter. Nate Caddy out of the game in the opening quarter with illness, and he's gone to hospital with an elevated heart rate. Farrow kicked his opening goal in AFL footy in the third quarter to double up, and the first of the final term. Jacob Farrow, come on down. And the Bombers fans bounce out of their chairs. An 11-point lead to start the final term, just 3 minutes in. 8-6-54 to the GWS Giants, 5-13-43. They continue to believe again. Half and Bally with you on ABC Sport.
Well, they win the 50-50 ball here at half forward, half, and there's the difference with Durham. So shoulders out in space, don't go sideways. He penetrated, didn't he? He looked up and he saw one-on-one ahead of the footy. It was a lovely long kick to the advantage of his teammate. Just let me look at the Xavier Durs, mate. Did he get trotted on, maybe? I think he got stepped on. Clayton Oliver's big hoof stepped on him. So I missed a couple of free kicks in that passage of play. I thought the Giants were a little bit stiff, but you take the space, take the yards, good kick to advantage, and here's a beautiful kick, Farrow, on that left foot.
Straight as a Farrow.
Good from you, half. Back in the middle, slapping it down is Madden.
He might have to pull out the arrow from now on.
Yeah, well, everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
The Jai Arrow situation.
Jai and July, as it is, cross-code love. Secondary ball up in the middle. Brian slaps it down onto it. Oliver bursts free of the tackle. Oh, turns back, then drops the footy.
He is at a shocker.
Brian picks it up for the men in the red and the black. Gives it off to Dersman and Merritt on the logo. Pokes his kick 12 metres. Monk paid to Sharp. Essendon leading by 11. Have led by as much as 26. Did have a period where they kicked 6 unanswered goals across 3 quarters. Sharp kicks into the pocket. Off the hands of Wright. Kako scrapping at ground level. And we'll get a ball up. 45 out from the attacking goal here for the Dons. 4 minutes played in the fourth. They lead by 11.
You're right about Oliver. He's had 16 disposals, 4 kicks. Only one of them's been effective. Just looked rushed and hurried all day.
Looking for Kako with a tap down. Out of play. Gets a chance to go down to Tim Morgan.
First 3 quarters now he is down here on the boundary line coaching from the bench alongside Dean Solomon. They seem to be coexisting at this stage.
Thrown in. Matten wins down the tap against Bryan. Taken by Sharp. Drives it towards the goal square. No one there really for the Bombers. And Taylor takes the intercepting mark. Just to the left of the defensive goal square. So the Giants have almost played with an arrogance that they'll get the job done this afternoon. But for Adam Kingsley, they haven't clicked yet. Callahan sends it up the wing, off the hands of Cadman. McGrath gathers for the Bombers. Hand pass to Reed, down low for Sharp. Hasn't got it yet. Now feeds out a hand pass to Pryor. Links up with Zach Merritt. Gets a quick 1-2 with Farrow. Merritt just chips a kick up towards half forward, and Clark takes the mark. He looks inside 50. Oh, he's trying to get it to Peter Wright. He slips over at the wrong time. Taylor had him for company, allowed Himmelberg to take an uncontested mark. Back to Iden. He marks in the defensive goal square to Madden. And now the run of Callahan.
Oh, kicks beautifully into the middle. Spots up Angwin alongside the bullseye. Gives it off towards Whitfield to the dash of Ash. Kicks inside 50. Trying to spoil Ridley. Slapping it across Stringer. Coming through Brown. Dispossessed. And the Bombers on the last line through Reed. Connects it. Kicks for Bryan. Clean bowls him. Stone takes it back for the Giants. Handball errant. McGrath accepts it. Tackled by Hamilton. Gets the crocodile roll and a ball up. 30 out from the attacking goal for the Giants. Bombers by 11. 6 minutes into the fourth term. Slapping it down Madden. Bedford and Merritt fight for it. Angwin picks it up. Gets it out towards Oliver. Oliver slaps it on. Stone goes on. And then it comes out to McGrath. To Roby. Bombers on their back flank. Roby has to get rid of it. Flicks out a handball, and Daywicks tries to shrug the tackle.
Whitfield brings him down. The umpire will ball it up. It's a right half forward for the Giants. They trail by 11 points.
Gee, Bedford's gone missing today. He's had 6 disposals.
Oliver gets it off the hands of Madden. Sends it inside 50. Stringer shoved underneath.
Block. He's paid it.
And illegally, says the umpire. Pryor had the mark. Free kick will go the way of Jake Stringer.
I think it's there. It's not a lot in it. I just think it was smart from Stringer. He knew what he was doing.
Into the psychological battle for Jake Stringer once more. He has 6 behinds for the night. He's out to the right on a 45 to ground, kicking from 35 metres out against his former side. The Giants need something to start happening soon. Can Jake Stringer deliver? Slow approach for him. Stringer comes in, starts at left, stays left. 7 behinds for him tonight from 11 disposals. You wouldn't believe it if you hadn't seen it.
It's really poor.
Yeah.
Let alone the fact he's playing his old boys. I don't know what that's doing to him mentally, but it's a really poor showing in front of goal from Jake.
Pryor taking the kick in, sends it up to the wing. Bombers holding on to lead by 10. Taking it back, O'Halloran though. Gives it to Cadman, to Callahan, to Rouston, who's backtracking. Goes back to O'Halloran, shows it to get around Reed. Now he kicks the Giants into the pocket, flying through Hamilton. Can't take the mark, spits down at ground level. Bedford out to Stringer, centres it unselfishly. Looking for a marker, Himmelberg. Stone brings it down. Canelio to Angwin, snaps,
got it.
Goals! It's back to 4 points. Finally, the Giants find the way home. 8-6-54 Essendon, GWS 6-14-50. 8 minutes into the final term. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, it's a nice finish in the end. Some work from Bedford's got involved. Finally, he's getting involved in the contest. And the Giants are putting a bit of pressure on their forward half, which hasn't been a the mainstay of their game this afternoon.
Kick from Stringer, wasn't it?
Yeah, back to the hot spot. Make the defenders from Essendon make something happen. They weren't able to do it. And a nice little feed off from Canelio too. He read it beautifully as it fell off the contest to Angwin, and that absolutely gives them a little bit of life. This centre bounce might be the most important one of the day for the Giants. They haven't been treated very well there. They haven't performed very well there, in fairness. Sorry, not treated very well, performed very well. The big fella Madden's got to do something.
4 of the last 5 goals of the game the way of the Giants. Brian off the ground, having won the tap, sockers it to half forward. Himmelberg left it behind. Merritt can't get it clear. Oliver gets a hand pass out to Madden. Feeds the hand pass to Fonte across half back. Kicks the Giants out on the wing, and Brown leading out takes the mark. Centre wing. Not a lot down the line though. So has to in the end send it towards Krajewski and Bedford. And in the end, Bedford can't really compete in the air, and Pryor takes the mark for the Bombers. Turns and comes inboard. Langford, just his 3rd touch of the afternoon, takes the mark for the Bombers. And all the way back to Ridley, who has it 15 metres out from his defensive goal.
Yeah, and I don't like going all the way back when you can't switch it out to the open side and play and all. That's good use.
Ridley, of course, contracted to 2029. Speculation he wants out at season's end. Merritt to 2027. Hand pass away to Durham. Through the middle of the ground for the Bombers. Kicks up towards Wright, who almost takes the mark against Taylor. Not paid. Spills out. A chance here. Artemis can't get it forward. Holding the ball. So a free kick going the way of the Giants. Everyone's a little confused at the moment. It is going to go... Who is it going for? It's not Fonte's. It's going to be Taylor's. Everyone's a little confused.
Well, you haven't been with us on Sundays, but Bob Murphy has spoken about that Essendon, when they try and switch it and complete a V-switch, they go too far back. It's like a big U-turn that... It's like it's going around a horn. And it's GWS work it down this dockside wing, trying to attack again. Essendon by 4 points. Last lead change was 15 minutes into the second term. Angwin sends the Giants inside 50. Spoiled by Redmond. Stringer bursts onto it, gets onto his right, dinks it short. And Hamilton, he marks 20 out directly in front.
There's some high IQ there, isn't it? That's Jakey realising, okay, it's not my day.
Yeah.
So the last 2, he's had opportunities to try and do something miraculous, but he centres the ball on the left, leads to the Angwin goal. And that time he could have snapped off balance, couldn't he? But it would have been a really low percentage shot. He lowers his eyes and he sets it up for his young teammate in Hamilton.
Rising Star nominee last week, 2 goals from 15 disposals and 7 score involvements. Riley Hamilton is throwing away his shot. He's missed it left.
Yeah, missed.
Poked at it, didn't he?
Essendon by 3 points still. 11 and a half minutes into this final term.
Roberts trying to bring it in quickly to Tersma. Thought he had the arms chopped. The umpire disagreed, and a spoil out of play for the Giants. Plenty of encouragement for Cadman, who got a fist in there. And Clayton Oliver celebrating in the right forward pocket. So the Giants, 6 goals, 15, trailing by 3 points against the Bombers, who have won 1 game for the season. It's the desperation stakes this afternoon. Bryant wins down the tap. Sullivan Roby gathers, kicks the ball end over end in the middle of the ground. Back is Iden for the Giants. Should have enough time to gather. Langford crashes into him. Did he drop the footy? Got it back to Laverty. A turnover. Sharp takes it. Iden reels him in. Hand pass chopped off by Laverty. The numbers get back. Hand pass to Taylor for the Giants. Kicks out towards half back. Canelio at full tilt. Tapped it straight to his opponent, Tay Wicks. He gathers for the Bombers. Inboard to Kako. Trying to find a way around Fonte. He arcs back on the right. Kicks inside 50. Shoved out of it, Tersma. Spills to the front. Langford tries to slap it on. Fonte slaps it on. Almost a turnover through Iden. Desperate tackling. And the Giants lock it up 25 metres out from their defensive goal. Just as Sharp thought he was going to get a shot on goal.
Low IQ from Iden not to just tap that ball to Laverty in the centre half back when they had the possession and the numbers.
Forward 50 stoppage for Essendon. Bryan brings it down. Oliver under pressure. Hurries a kick away. Angwin can't take it. Fonte goes in. Hard after the footy. Kondo Giannis goes hard after him. Corbell gets it to Langford. Kick smothered. Ricochets to Canelio of the Giants. Clearing kick to the wing. Stringer can't mark. Trying to burst onto it. Hamilton slaps it away towards Roberts. Essendon ball again. Artemis. Clever little tap to McGrath. He kicks the Bombers inside 50. Wright's got a run at it. Doesn't mark. At the fall of the ball. Angwin there for the Giants. Away towards Whitfield. Now O'Halloran in the back pocket.
Hand pass to Lockie Whitfield, who gestures for the long kick down the line in the direction of Cadman. Reed sets himself, tries to make the spoil. Cadman can't take it on the second bite. And it goes out of play. Centre wing on the outer side. Essendon by 3 points, 8-6-54 to the Giants 6-15-51. The Bombers have led since midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, good with Sam Taylor there a couple of times. Out of position, just desperate spoil.
Bombers fans, small in number this afternoon, but a chance to see a rare victory this season, their second. As Angwin tries to get a hand pass away to Oliver from the stoppage on the outer wing. Gets the hand pass away to Ralston. Bumps as he gets a kick away. Up to half forward. Big collision. Cadman and two Bombers collide. The ball spills out and Pryor. In fact, it's Artemis who's on the very bottom of the pack, tackled by Toby Bedford at left half forward.
Yeah, Mason Redmond saw great courage. He was open. We went back with the flight. Great contest from Cadman too. He didn't shirk it.
Dons holding on to lead by 3 points at the moment. They've led since the quarter-hour mark of the second. They kicked 6 unanswered goals. The last of the first, the only goal of the second, the first 4 of the third quarter. Led by as much as 26. GWS kicked the last 3 of the third term. Bombers led by a goal at three-quarter time. It's a goal apiece in this final term.
Now, this wasn't to the head, but the umpire stopped play to allow Mason Redmond to come from the field. So, a little unusual.
But see, now the ball should be thrown up.
Yeah, he's just trotting off.
All the other way on the other side of the ground.
Well,
he's in no danger at the moment.
If he's being sent off by the umpire, was he?
No.
No.
Tim Morgan, can you see, is there blood from Mason Redmond? We'll come to you in just a moment.
Play eventually back underway. Langford on the back flank here for the Bombers. Gives it to Caldwell to Merritt. Back to Langford. Rushing a kick to the wing. Iden takes it back for the Giants. Gives it away to Oliver, to Madden, close to the boundary line, and Ralston getting spun around a number of times, and a throw in 60 around from the Giants attacking goal. Tim Morgan.
Yeah, Mason Redmond. Just talking to the doctors now, no blood as he was running off the field, so that's certainly not the reason he came off, and so there wasn't that need to stop play.
Thanks, Tim. 33 disposals for Zach Merritt. 23, the leading possession getter, Finn Callahan for the Giants. Taken by Sullivan Roby on half-back for the Bombers. Kicks up over the head of Daywicks. Laverty races back, the former Bomber. Hand pass away to Himmelberg. Kicks across defensive 50. Connor Iden marks. Looks up the middle of the ground. He's got Whitfield, but not a lot else.
This is where they've just got to think their way through it, like we said. So the Bombers look tired. There'll be gaps open everywhere.
Essendon by 3 points. Fonte dodges and weaves. Kicks up the wing. Cornelio marks.
Spread the ground, find the loose.
Yeah. Cornelio looks into the pocket. Cadman, they're trying to separate that matchup. Wrestling with Reed. Reed makes the spoil and rolls out of play as Bedford races after it. So 16 minutes gone in the final term. Bombers' hopes continuing to rise. It's a 3-point lead the way of the Bombers here on ABC Sport.
Chance here for the Giants. Boundary umpire unfurls. Flings it in. Bryant taps it down. Roby coming through. Can't gather it. Ralston hurries a kick. Well spoiled. Desperate effort from Roberts there. Spills out though to Brown, who swoops on it. Snaps and goals. And snatches back the lead for the G-men.
What a goal.
The Irishman takes the advantage back, and the Giants lead by 3 points. 7-15-57. Plays 8-6-54. 17 minutes into the fourth. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, as the ball was bobbling along from the restart of the boundary throw-in, he was there at the contest, Brown, and then the ball was really good fist away from Roberts. And he just comes through at speed. That's Marcus Bontempelli's
That is
like.
a serious goal.
At ground level, half volley, at speed, bends down, gets those hamstrings working, clean gather onto the left. That's a ripper.
He's been good today.
Yeah.
He's looked dangerous. He's one that's looked sharp. A lot of the others, a lot of his teammates have looked a bit sloppy at times. He's looked really powerful, and that is a brilliant finish.
And in the game where the Giants haven't taken their opportunities, 7 behind the stringer, 3 to Cadman. It's the Irishman who makes the most of it. The Giants in front. Third lead change of the match. Caldwell gets the clearance for the Bombers. Kicks up towards half forward. Fonte tackled, holding the ball. Free kick going the way of the Bombers. El Ashkar to take it at right half forward.
Defensive work's been good, El Ashkar, today.
So Essendon haven't kicked a goal since the 3rd minute mark of the final term. Into the pocket. Dersma, the target. Chopped off by Madden. Releases the hand pass around the back to Callahan. To Iden. Awkward kick to Ash. Iden has to try and win it once more. Knocks it away from Roberts. Picked up by Callaghan. Hand pass to Ash. Brought down. Daywick got him by the back of the jumper. The ball spills clear. O'Halloran kicks up the wing. Grzeski the target. Can't take the mark. Ralston. Hand pass along the turf. Up the boundary wing. And Artemis tries to get a hand pass inboard. Players getting exhausted. Ralston wanted it most. Just gets it. Kicks it inside 50. Over Stringer's head. Tapped by Sammy Durham towards the boundary line. He wants it. Gets it to Reid, who's over the line. And a throw in the right forward pocket for the Giants.
Xavier Duursma limping off the ground. He's been in the wars. Yeah, you have to get him off quick. He can't go at all.
Has Durham gone back? Why is he playing on Stringer there? They need a bit of extra height.
Might have just got caught out of position there. They need to get him on the ball.
4 lead changes in the match. Giants lead by 3 points. Here's Brown again. Nice clean pickup. Feeds it back to O'Halloran. Fires on goal offline. Misses to the left-hand side. Giants by 4. Approaching time on fourth term Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Who's got some petrol in the tank for the Bombers half? Just looking at them, there's not a lot of run. A lot of hands on hips and knees. Have they forgotten how to win? Come on, Andy McGrath. Get moving.
Pryor brings the Bombers back into play. Length for the target. 2 Giants spoil. Himmelberg and Iden spills to the front. No chance for O'Halloran to break clear as he's locked up at right half forward for the Giants.
Trying to find a team who wants to be in the wildcard positions. RGWS, that team.
Neither ruck got there, so Wright should be able to gather on the bounce in front of Madden. Hand pass away to Caldwell, back to Sharp, across half back, up the wing for Clark. Whitfield made the spoil. Durham bounced into his own opponent, teammate in Kako, then regathers the footy. Back to Kako, across half back. Kondagianis tries to feed the hand pass back to Roberts, flirting with it, kicks it up the wing to Clark. Gets the hand pass back to Kondagianis, sends it up the wing. Wicks in from the side. He takes the mark and bounds clear. Day Wicks looks to kick inside 50. 2-on-1 the way of the Giants. Ilachka tries to keep it alive at ground level. Pressures Iden. Now Fonte. The Giants haven't dealt with this. What a big win. Ball stays alive. Spills to Sullivan Roby. And that's a big goal for the Bombers. Ilachka with something out of nothing. And the Bombers wrestle back the lead. That's something to build your team on. Essendon fans burst out of their chair once more. And how do they kick a goal there? 8-6-60 the Bombers. They lead by 2 points to the Giants. 7-16-58. Daniel Harper and Luke Ball, talk us through how that happened.
Well, after Archer Day Wicks, an unbelievable mark floating across the front. Then I thought he'd taken the wrong option. He had a short. He had Kyle Langford leading at him. He elected to go long, and it was a 2-on-1. But how many times have we seen this? Just the Giants being disorganised and turning really making a complete mess half of a 2-on-1 situation. And all credit to young Alasha. You said it. His pressure's been magnificent tonight. He's been a man on the mission down there. Created the contest. Double effort with the tackle. He won the free kick, didn't he?
Well, they've forced the Giants into a lot of errors, mentally as much as systematically today.
What the Giants doing here with their centre bounce setup?
Yeah, well, everyone's a forward of the ball. It's a forward triangle.
Offensive triangle.
Yeah.
5th lead change of the game.
Oh, he played a throw.
There's a throw against Dyson Sharp. Essendon lead by 2 points, so a free kick going to the Giants after that interesting setup from the centre restart.
So they open the attacking end for the Bombers.
No sweeper. They're none of the traditional sweeper. And when it's Callum Brown against Nick Bryan,
and they've been
you're asking
all
for
day.
trouble. Exactly. Yeah, it's been curious what's happened here.
Is there a 50 here? A player has been put down downfield, and Jack Howe will be marched downfield, and I think he'll keep the kick.
No, it's Clayton Oliver.
Oliver's going to get it. Well, he was the one that was aggrieved and sent to the deck.
Well, still got the ball at the moment.
Put down by Roberts.
So it's 50 from where it was for him.
Yep,
okay.
So 25 out is the mark directly in front.
Gee, what a way. So if he kicks it to lose the lead.
Jack Howe. Drop punt. Goal. Giants back in front. His first goal in AFL footy, and what a time to do it. 4 points to the good. 23 minutes into the fourth. This has become a seesawing battle in this final term. 8-16-64 plays 9-6-60. 23 minutes into this final term. On the live ladder, the Giants are in. But if they lose, they'll be out of the wildcard positions.
Let's have a look at it here. Let's have a look. There's a bit of push and shove.
Oh, he's just got him high.
Short arm jab.
Well,
Clayton
umpire's
might
been sucked in. I suppose the answer is don't give them even half an opportunity there.
Tim Morgan on the boundary.
Yeah, the Bombers doctor's been working overtime down here. Dersma, it looks like it's a hamstring injury, while Nick Bryan, unsure if he's going to be able to get back out. He still seems to be dealing, he's looking really sore and dealing with that knock around the abdomen that he got in that third quarter.
6 lead changes, right one down the tap. Spilt it though, Ash. A chance for right once more. Giants gather.
It's a big win.
Kick from Ash inside 50, and the mark is taken in the end. Across half back by Mason Redmond. He looks out towards right half back, sends it out into the direction of Sam Durham. He's been inspirational this afternoon. Took a hanger in the opening quarter. He works it up the outer wing. Angus Clark sends it inside 50. A lot of shoving going on.
Right.
Free kick. Now Langford thought about taking the advantage. He won't in the end. There was a shove against Peter Wright, who was worked underneath it, so he will get the shot on goal. And Cal Brown, who got back, just panicked and gave him a big shove in the middle of the back.
I think it was Connor Ryden, wasn't it? Who's had a bit of a shocker, to be honest. He's made a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes today.
Unrealistic marking attempt.
It's definitely there. Big Peter drifted forward. Yeah, it was Ryden.
Yep. So what about the swings in momentum in this game? The last 3 goals have swung the lead. And now the chance with Peter Wright from just inside 50 to return the Bombers to the lead. Not going into the night quietly. They're back in front by 2 points. And this is the type of DNA Dean Solomon wanted to see. 10-6-66 to the Giants, 8-16-64. Chasing their first win since round 5 against the Demons. The Bombers are back in front by 2 points. Down to Tim Morgan on the boundary.
Yeah, Nick Bryan making his way back onto the field. Looked like he's going to push through the pain in these last 4 minutes here.
Well, in a way, Big Pete's been good since he's gone into the ruck there. And he's pushed forward, and just his size, just his sheer size. Yeah, Connor Wright. Gosh, that's just... He's had one of those days, I reckon, half. Yeah, right, usually pretty safe back there, but just been all at sea a bit.
Panicked a lot
today,
the
real
Giants.
panic. That's right. So again, centre bounce has become important. It's going to be Callum Brown up against Nick Bryan. At least they've got the sweeper in place finally. Jake Stringer's in the centre bounce for the Giants.
7th lead change of the game. The lead has swung on the last 4 goals. Ash out of the middle, gets the Giants inside 50. Cabman, handball for Cornelio. Oliver goes in, out to Angwin.
Right.
There's a whistle. Free kick will go the way of the Dons.
Yeah, he thought he was on the blind side of the umpire, but he had a zone, got him. It's exactly the right call. It's a dead set throw.
Lee Fisher. So free kick to Merritt. 40 out from the Bombers' defensive goal. They lead it by 2 points. They've won 1 of their last 30 games. Kicks out to the wing. Day Wicks gets upstairs. Over the back it goes, and Stone slaps it out. Throw in on the wing, right on the centre line, city side of the ground. Essendon by 2. 4 minutes to play. Looking for their 2nd win in their last 31 matches.
Who wins half and Bally?
Bombers.
I'd love to see the Bombers win it. I've got no faith in them, though.
It would be the moment for Dean Solomon. The club has been craving. Callaghan tries to break away from Sharp. Got a hand pass to Bedford. Now turns it over almost. Brown lost it. Kako lost his footing. Ball spills out. A chance for Sharp. His kick is smothered by Iden. Keen to redeem himself. Clark races after it. He's the one Bomber against 3 Giants. Iden got it away. Hand pass comes back to Cal Brown. Sends it long up the wing. In the direction of Cadman. Can't reel in the one-handed mark against Reed. Oliver goes to work. Hand pass to Bedford on the wing. Sends a high ball up towards half forward. Bombers get numbers back. Rising Angwin can't take the mark. Hand pass came from Redmond to Dersma. Works it back to Pryor. His kick is a dump turnover. And the intercepting mark is taken across half back. And the Giants look to build as Stone works it inboard to Lockie Ash.
Yeah, just got to think their way through this. There's players free. Don't have to blaze.
Got to be bold a bit, though.
They want to switch it. I mentioned the live ladder. The Giants are out of the 10 at the moment, given they're behind in this game. Taylor gets it onto Whitfield. Over halfway now, the Giants. To Fonte, to Himmelberg. Chisels it inside 50. Roby gets back. Takes the defensive mark for the Dons. He'll kick to fullback and find Redmond. Essendon by 2. 28 minutes into the 4th. Redmond short for Roby. So earlier this week, of the 8-win teams, the Saints, the Roos and the Blues have all lost. GWS came in on 8 wins, looking for a 9th to level the ledger. and move into the 10. They're behind at the moment. 28.5 minutes into the fourth. Redmond kicks to the wing. Peter Wright, all of his 2 metres.
Well, Brian's come off again, so Wright's going to have to be the one.
I like it. He's better when he needs it, when he's got that responsibility. So you're the man now, Pete, for the last 2 minutes. You've got to stand up.
2 minutes and change to go. Can the Bombers remember how to win? Right up the wing. Iden's there, can't take the mark. Whitfield tries to reel it in. It goes out of play in front of the Essendon fans. And El Achka, the Bombers holding on to a 2-point lead. 29 minutes gone, final term.
Whitfield had a look then because El Achka was coming at him. He knew the pressure he was going to put on.
It's happened all day.
That's why he fumbled the ball.
They've been fumbling with their hands all day, the Giants.
Thrown in. Brown and Wright. Brown palms it down to the front. The run of O'Halloran. Hand pass too sharp for Callaghan. Can't gather. Desperately trying to reel it in. Sharp. O'Callaghan holds him up. And the umpire lets it go for a few moments. Now we'll ball it up on the broadcast wing. Bombers by 2 points.
Up it goes. Brown slaps it down. Durham coming through. Ball bobbling around. No one with a clean possession. Condo Giannis on top of it. Umpire O'Brien wants to ball it up again. Same spot.
So clock is the enemy, clearly, of the Giants at the moment.
Wright taps it down. The Bombers happy to keep it congested and contested at the moment. Ash gets it to the outside, but he turns it over. Roberts pinches it for Essendon. Handball to Daywicks. Handball to Merritt. Essendon over halfway. Back to Roberts. Looks inside 50. Leading target. Langford! He marks! 40 out. Slightest of angles. And this is a moment.
Well, this will be the winner.
Do you kick it or do you take your 30 and go sideways?
Back yourself in. Yeah, I think take your 30 and then kick it. Put it out. He's going back a long way. What's he doing?
Because he gets the start of the clock.
Yeah, and then walks in.
Actually,
yeah. High IQ.
It's good footy.
Yeah.
Kyle Langford, who did not touch it in the first half.
He's going to go back here. Signal from Bree. He's going to turn around. Well, he wants to.
Canelio is onto that. And Langford will kick laterally. Out wide. And nearly a turnover, but Pryor will get a free kick, which is fortunate for Essendon.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, neither am I.
I mean, just go back and kick the goal, Kyle.
I'll tell you.
Bombers by 2. 31 minutes played in the fourth.
The Giants have got a chance to man up here, so he's probably going to have to go long, and then they get a chance to go the length of the ground with 50 seconds.
It's now down to under 40, so Pryor into the pocket. Daywicks takes the mark.
What am I talking about?
That'll pretty much seal it. In the right forward pocket, isolated the matchup, and frustratingly, Lockie Whitfield couldn't get a hand to it. Clark and Durham all come across. What a big mark that was.
The Bombers fans are going off in the bleachers. It's fantastic.
To Archer Daywicks, who will let the clock count down on the big screen. And this will be after the full-time siren. So for Essendon fans, soak it all in. After losing 29 of their last 30 matches, having not tasted success since round 6 against the Bombers, the Dean Solomon era has taken off. And now Daywicks, after the full-time siren, across the face of goal and misses with it behind. But the Bombers win by 3 points, their second win of the season. And the Giants missed their chance to move inside the AFL top 10.
To win the premiership flag, our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up, up. The other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly up.
After 7 lead changes throughout the match, 4 of which in the final quarter, the last 4 swung the lead. The Bombers win by 3 points, 10-7-67 to the Giants, 8-16-64. It snaps a 12-game losing streak, and under Dean Solomon, his first victory as interim coach in his 7th game after Brad Scott was sacked in May. The Bombers prevail by 3 points on the winners list.
See the Bombers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up. The other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly on.
Bombers led by a point at quarter time, by 3 points at half time after Toby Green kicked 2 of the first 3 goals of the match. Nate Caddy was out of the game at quarter time. He was reported as illness, and then at half time we were told he'd gone to hospital with an elevated heart rate. By 6 points, the Bombers led at 3/4 time. The Giants were able to take back the lead in the final term at the 17-minute mark after 2 of the first 3 goals of the final term. And at that stage, we thought the Giants might be able to pull it out of the fire and claim a victory to move inside the top 10. But the Bombers wouldn't be denied. They finished with 2 of the last 3 goals of the match. Peter Wright with the last goal to give them the lead. And then it was the mark of Archit Day-Wicks as the seconds counted down on the big screen. And the Bombers fans get to sing the song 10-7-67 to the Giants 8-16-64. For the winners, Farrow and Bryant both kicked 2. Peter Wright, Sharp, Sullivan Roby, Redmond, Merritt and El Hatchka, the goal kickers for the Bombers. While for the Giants, 2 goals to Toby Green, individuals to Ralston, Al, Grivjeski, Canelio, Brown and Angwin. There'll be a lot to discuss in terms of the afternoon for the Giants, including Jake Stringer's 7 behinds, Aaron Cadman's 3 behinds. But for the moment, the Bombers fans are celebrating winners by 3 points. Luke Ball and Daniel Harford on ABC Sport.
Well done, and well done to the Bombers fans. Let's start with them, Harf. It's been a long couple of years, hasn't it? So for those that thought, can we bother going along today, 4:40 on a Sunday? Good on you for turning up. And
one for the true believers.
One for the
today,
true believers, Benny. That's right. And maybe they had to polish up on the words of the song because they haven't had to sing it, as we know. Haven't sung it much over the last couple of years. But they just deserved it, Harf. They wanted it more. Sometimes footy's as simple as that, isn't it? And even those last couple of moments, the goal at the end was set up by just desperation and tackle. And the amount of times today the Giants, looked like they might have been out, or the extra handball might have got them out, but just that desperate chase or lunge or tackle, getting a hand in, and that was Dean Solomon as a player, wasn't it? And clearly that was, as we heard down on the boundary, that was the message today. And we wondered whether they'd be able to maintain it for 4 quarters, and they were certainly able to do that. So they absolutely deserve their 4 points today. You can see the excitement for the younger players. Any time you can get a win, you're right, is really important. Sometimes, just a good effort isn't. You need that. You need that relief. You need that feeling of a win. You need to be able to sing the song and just enjoy the next couple of days after a win, a hard-fought win, and that's what today was. So all honours to the winners, and we'll spend a bit of time on the missed opportunity from the boys in orange today. But I think for the start now, let's focus on the winners. And I thought it was set up by their leaders. I thought Durham's first quarter in particular was great, and his effort. He's a heart and soul player, isn't he? And that's why they talk about him potentially being the next captain. And I thought that filtered through the rest of the group, and other players jumped on board throughout the day. I thought Redmond was good behind the ball. Interesting, Roberts was the one that had that moment late there too, didn't he? He knew he'd made a mistake at the other end that caused the goal that put the Giants back in front. But you could just tell they just had a real want and desire to take this opportunity today, didn't they? So
they did.
Joy singing the song.
Yeah, Jack got some great vision of Jackson Artemis getting mobbed by his mates on the boundary line.
How good is that?
He's 1 from 1. How easy's footy? How good's playing for the Bombers for Jackson Artemis after being a mid-season recruit? 1 from 1. He's the secret to the whole thing for Dean Solomon. Just keep playing that boy.
7 weeks ago, he's playing for Tasmania in the VFL, and here he is with his mates at the front row of Docklands.
How good.
Getting official AFL photographers taking their photo for the day. And the Bombers snap a 12-game losing streak. And giving everything that was at stake, halves, the Giants with a chance to try and move inside the top 10. They came from 39 points down against the Cats last week to get victory. It's probably the biggest upset of the season for everything that was at stake and how challenging it had been for the Bombers in recent weeks.
It's got to go close. It's got to go close to the biggest upset. I mean, they haven't looked anywhere near it, have they? And we've seen them live. We've touched on it a few times in the last couple of weeks. They haven't looked anywhere near it. And competitiveness was as much as anything else the biggest issue. And today, though, with that and a more, this was 90s, early 2000s sort of Bombers pressure and attack and mindset. It was so good to watch, and I'm really pleased for them that they get the win. That's, as you talked about, Paulie, it's reward for effort. You're licking the ice cream You just need a taste every now and then.
Need
things to go your way, and they got that today.
Yeah, and they're going to all points of the ground today to hand out the footies and whatever petrol they've got left in the tank. They're basically doing a victory lap, and good on them, because it has been a long time between drinks. And is it the biggest upset? I mean, I look at the Giants, and they can have one of these. They can put in a howler. They really can. And in fairness to them, there's a lot of inexperience out there as well. And so when they don't get a good performance from their senior experienced player, like Oliver was really down today. Callahan, okay, got a bit of the footy, no real impact today. Ash tried hard, but it just wasn't really working for them today. And then Stringer kicked 7 points, didn't he? So and I think, Briggs not being in the ruck, I thought Nick Bryan clearly won that battle today. And even, some of the, Thomas and Gothard, these sort of players as well, they've actually been pretty reliant on across the last month or so of footy. So,
yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, they've got a lot of work to do. That we know the Giants, their best is electric, but there's too big of a gap between their best footy and when they're just not on. And when they're not on, they can have a real stinker. And really, I think that's what we'll hear from their coach in the aftermatch today.
Some incredible numbers, just from what you expected coming into the game to what the reality was at the end of it. Like contested possession, Bombers are 18th in competition. The Giants are third. They beat them by 14 in contested possession. Absolutely smashed them at clearance 45-28. And the Bombers are about midfield 11th or 12th, I think. So they're not disastrous, but that's a smacking against a quality outfield, although the Briggs factor is significant, I reckon, today. Inside 50s, the Giants averaged 54. They had 46. Bombers had 49, so +3 inside 50s, which they never have. And even just from a raw disposal perspective, the Giants had touched the ball more than anyone else in the competition. They averaged 391. They had 368 today, and the Bombers had 367. But the kicker is Essendon, through this year, have averaged 43 disposals less than their opponents every single week. They lost by 1 today. So it was a totally different contest. Clearance must have been the hallmarks today, the trademarks that they wanted to do something about for Dean Solomon. I reckon Timmy might have mentioned that through the call on the boundary as well. On the board, it was talking about contest and clearance. Well, they got that right. They came to the party today for the Bomber faithful who were here watching, and they showed what they are capable of when they focus on the areas of the game that make a difference. And we talked prior to the game about how important it was for them to do the stuff off ball and get it back. God, they were good.
Essendon winners by 3 points. That's right, 10-7-67. The Giants 8-16-64. Let's join the Bombers with Tim Morgan.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've heard this song. Not many times for the Bombers faithful to sing it out, but you can tell how much it means in the rooms here, the smiles on the players that weren't playing today, on the doctors, all the staff here. You can sense this is a big relief, a huge win for the side, and they're just huddling up now. Dean Solomon just jumped in front of me to make sure he's a part of it. His first time singing as an interim coach. So here we go, Bombers fans, enjoy it.
Get him in the middle.
Let's go. Oh.
As the Bombers fly up.
See a few of the Challenge Cancer kids in the circle with the players as well. And I got a text before. It said to me, make no mistake, this was a Ramanauskas-inspired victory. I'll let you work out who it came from.
Ramanauskas.
Just on Jakey, that's good from Rama. Just on Jake Stringer's inaccuracy, only the second time in the AFL era that a player has kicked 0-7 in a game. So Jake Stringer, round 19, 2026.
Yes.
The one before that, Justin Longmuir, round 20, 2003. So the Fremantle coach has had his inaccuracy equaled. A historically bad day in front of goal. Some of the other names, Arnold Brightus. He went into Brightus,
please.
Brightus, sorry, I don't.
Wash your mouth out.
1977.
One of the all-time great Kangaroos. Just
he went into the Hall of Fame. I know. That's why I recognised his name. He kicked 7 behinds in the grand final.
Did he?
Yeah. Go on, Brightus.
Come on, Arnie.
I've nearly revoked the Hall of Fame status on the back of that.
Losing grand final, was it?
77. No, they won that.
They won that, yeah.
Well, that's okay then.
So that's the other side of the coin, the Giants. The Bombers winners by 3 points, 10-7-67 to the Giants, 8-16-64. They lost by 5 points to the Blues. That was the third game under Dean Solomon. They get victory today by 3 points after Peter Wright gave them the lead at the 26-minute mark. And then the mark was claimed in the forward pocket by Archer Daywicks, and he counted down the clock, kicked across the face of goal, and the Bombers win their second win of the season, and they move to 17th on the ladder with the Tigers below them. Down to Tim Morgan in the Bombers' rooms.
I got Sam Durham alongside me. Sam, just tell me how you're feeling right now. Obviously, only the second win of the season. It must be nice.
Yeah, we're being starved of wins and being in the game, but that felt great. I think we didn't have too many Bombers fans, but geez, it sounded like it was a packed house.
Plenty of guys getting around Dean Solomon. A few hugs there. What does it mean to finally get him a win as your interim coach?
Oh, it means everything. I think he's been, dealt a hard card to come in and take over the reins, but, to bring back our spirit and fight for the club and the jumper was one of his main things, and it was good to get one like that.
What do you feel was key today?
Pressure, contest, and getting the ball forward, really. And, I think we went away from, as older guys that, just a bit of hoping and stuff like that, but our young guys have been super. So it was just, he put it on the older guys to, really bring the fight today.
All right, Sam, pass you upstairs to Daniel Hartford and Luke Ball.
Oh, Sam, well done. Congratulations. Great to have a win, and I thought you, in particular, really set it up in that first quarter. You mentioned sometimes it is just as simple as roll the sleeves up and get to work and have a crack, isn't it? And I had 69 tackles, but that doesn't tell the full tale. I think it was the highest pressure rating game for you guys for the season. So sometimes it's just as simple as that, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think Solly was massive on that, and I think the last couple of weeks I think guys were only having one tackle and stuff like that. It's just not acceptable. And as a mid, and I think I was the same. I only had one tackle last week, so I pride myself on the pressure and being hard at the ball. So it was good to get back to it.
So how have the reviews been? Let's off the back of last week. Yeah, when you talk about that, are you as players, senior players, driving that, or is Dean as the interim coach driving that? How's it looking during the week?
Well, I think when he first took over, he was taking it and probably going into some detail and stripping it right back. But I think last week in particular, it was more player driven from the older guys, and putting out on ourselves that we're not up to the level. And it showed today.
Smashed it with the clearances too, mate, and out of the centre bounce. Thought it was Nick Bryan's best game for a long time. That must have been nice to be roving under him today.
It's super. I think he could give a couple of hands to me, and that'd be nice. But he's been super. I think he'll get better and better as the year go on, and especially playing consistent footy. But he's going to grow a lot of confidence from this game.
Sam, Daniel Hartford, mate, well done. I thought you set the tone early and the boys came with you, which was awesome. Just on that, did you sniff a bit of blood in the water with Big Briggsy out, that might be an area you could exploit?
Yeah, definitely. I think last time we played him, we were on top of him in centre bounce as well, so we had a bit of confidence coming in. But, those guys in there like Clary, Finn and those guys, once they get on top, they're really hard to stop. So we knew we had to start well so they don't even get a sniff of it, because once they get on the move, they're very dangerous.
Yeah, that's right, but you didn't let him get on the move or let him get dangerous today. It was the true performance around the contest, as you touched on. And we were talking before the game about the defensive intent. We've seen you live 2 of the last 3 weeks, and it really was sort of lacking. And we thought, what's going on here? Is it a switch you just flick, or is this something we're going to see for the rest of the year now?
Oh, well, we're trying to do this for the rest of the year, but I think, yes, it is a bit of a flick, and narrowing our focus to, some key things in that contest pressure and keeping it in our front half. But I think in the past few weeks, we've been kicking the ball in and we're like, right, let's just hope it stays in. But now it's like, right, let's get excited and let's get Kako and these guys some goals, and, Crumman and stuff like that. They're, enjoying our footy and keeping it in our front half. And I think we showed that in glimpses today, but obviously the tsunami is quite hard to stop when they're rolling, and they got a couple, but it was pleasing to see.
Sam, Ben Cameron here. I'm not too proud to say this. One of my favourite players with the way you go about it. Have you guys been updated yet as well on the Nate Caddy situation?
Yeah, I just got told. I think he had some heart palpitations, or is that how you say it? I think he's having too much Red Bulls and stuff before the game. So I think he needs to go to the dietitian and sort out what he's taking before the game. So I think he'll be all right, but it's a bit scary one with that one.
Yeah, hopefully all is okay there. The captaincy, I mean, you're someone, given the way that you play, whose name has been linked to that in the future. Is it something you aspire to do if/when it comes about?
I don't know. I'm loving, learning under Andy and these guys. But if they want me to do a captaincy, I'm happy to do it. But I'm pretty happy under Andy, and he's great. He gets around everyone. I've never seen anyone like it. It's probably like Heppel a bit with his kind nature and stuff like that. But yeah, he's been dealt a hard task this year as well. But taking over the reins. But yeah, I'm just happy to learn at the moment. And, keep driving the club forward.
One of my favourite things about you is I feel like when things are going bad for Essendon or poorly for the team, it's like the red mist just descends and it just takes control of your body, and you'll run into someone, you'll lay a big tackle or a big bump or something of the like. Is that just who you are as a person, and how does that happen for you out on the ground?
Well, I think if that happens and you see me running into someone or blindly like that, that means I don't feel like that I'm in the game, and that's how I get in the game with a big hit or something like that, and just sort of sets the tone for everyone. So, I try to pride myself on that to try to get the boys up, but I don't know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Sam Dunham's with us in the Bombers rooms following their 3-point victory. How did you rank the mark, Sam?
I just got to finish my work, don't I?
Yeah, that would have been good.
My heart was pumping, but it was good to finally stick one. I normally get up there, but I just can't stick them.
And in terms of that last quarter, what memories are going to stick with you? I mean, the El Hatchgar pressure in the left forward pocket that led to the Sullivan Roby goal felt like such a big moment.
Yeah. I think that's what Hussey is building his game on this year. I think he's dropped a couple of times with his forward pressure stuff, and he went back to the VFL last week and he had like 9 tackles or something inside 50, and he's growing a lot of confidence. But yeah, that was a real team lifting tackle, and then Robes to finish it was great.
99 days since your last victory against the Demons back in round 5. How should Essendon fans feel heading into work tomorrow?
Oh, jeez, yeah. We should be feeling good. I think we should be waving the flag, but geez, it feels longer than 99 days, I tell you that. There's been some dark days, but we'll keep batting on and try to get some more wins for the Bombers fans.
Yeah, as we let you go, were you confident you'd get a win before the season was out?
Definitely, yeah, I think so. But, we look at our draw and there's some quality teams that we're coming up against, so all we can do is bring our pressure and our fight and a bit of spirit for the Bombers fans to keep with us. I know it's been tough, but yeah, keep fighting.
And Jake Stringer at 7 behinds today. Was there any friendly banter amongst former teammates?
Yeah, it was a few banter moments, but it was good that he missed, I'll tell you, because that would have changed the whole game. And so was Jaden Laverde. I got him in a tackle and gave him a bit, so it was good.
Sam, congratulations. Back on the winners list. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Well done, Sam Durham joining us from the Bombers rooms. Winners by 3 points, 10-7-67 to the Giants, 8-16-64. And if you're a Bombers fan, let us know how you're feeling. 0437 774 774.
Enjoy it.
The strut should be back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's not look too far ahead, because I've got the Hawks and then the Crows and then the
why
Swans.
would
That's
you
what I'm
do
saying.
that?
That's what I'm saying. Let's be
Even the
where our feet are.
Even the coach gives
Let's
them,
wave the flag tonight. Exactly.
even the coach gives them half an hour to enjoy it after
no,
the win.
I said that.
Everything till
Let's not look
midnight
too
to
far
yours.
ahead.
It felt disingenuous.
Tell you what, he's welcome on the program anytime, Sam Durham. The way he carries himself.
Oh, I love it. I love it when he gets mad. It's visceral. Like, it just comes over him, and it's like, bang, runs into someone, big bump, big tackle. I loved his answer, too. That's how I get into the game.
This is a bit flattening, making the emergencies run some laps after the game, after the win.
Yeah, they want to be in there with the lads. Hasn't happened for 99 days.
Probably having a beer in the showers and the emergencies.
See,
Archie Perkins.
You'd let them. Would you let them do that tonight?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If that's what they want. Some guys don't want to do it. That's cool. No dramas. But if someone wants to have a beer in the a blue esky with green cans right now.
Nothing better.
Is the scenario.
Well, it is the best hour of the week after a win, the shower block. So don't let them all jump in their cars and run off.
I say all of the time, it's the only thing I miss about sport. Like the hour after the game, like a long day of cricket or a game of footy, when you're in the rooms and you have a drink, doesn't have to be alcoholic. It can be a can of Coke if you want that. But just a drink together and enjoy it.
Yeah, just sit there, just absorb it, just hang out, enjoy the moments, because, and they know better than anyone in footy of recent times. It's a hard game, and you don't always get what you want. But when you do, you've got to celebrate those wins along the way. That's why you play. You've got to play to celebrate, win and celebrate those moments, because no team in recent history can tell you better that it's a challenging environment to be a part of this AFL world when it's not going your way.
So Essendon winners by 3 points here at Docklands, 10-7-67 of the Giants, 8-16-64. There were 7 lead changes throughout the match. There was 4 in the last 4 goals of the match that swung the lead on each occasion. Bombers fans, we want to hear from you. 0437 774 774. Matt Clinch and Ben Cameron, Daniel Harford alongside Luke Ball as we celebrate the Bombers' victory this afternoon. And they jump up to 17th on the ladder now, so they move past the Tigers, which might have ramifications for draft picks and stuff like that. But for the moment, the Bombers are celebrating their first victory since round 5. As Paulie mentioned, the draw doesn't get any easier. They have Hawthorn, Adelaide,
jam out of the donut,
Geelong, Sydney and Port Adelaide in the weeks to come. But what's translatable, what's transferable from this afternoon they can try and take into the next few weeks?
Oh, just that effort. That's what the edits you'll be showing on Monday. That Dean Sullivan would have been so pleased about. I think again, there's so many times. I mean, they only officially registered 69 tackles. It felt like more than that. It felt like a 100 tackle game. Because it was every little chase or just get a hand in. How many times did it look like the Giants were getting their game, well, they're out into space, or the Al Ashkar one was a beauty, isn't it? So it's a 2-on-1, and usually they'll just handball and off they go. Just that extra effort to get a hand in and cause a turnover. I think that's what they can base the last 5 weeks of the season on, and reward guys who do that. You'll definitely play, show that during the week, and it probably won't translate into wins against the better teams over the next month or so, but it'll keep them in the game for longer, and the Essendon supporters will walk away from the game feeling better about themselves, which they really haven't done over the last couple of weeks.
No, last 30 weeks, really. It's been a challenge. But I just think what they did really well today, I mean, effort was one thing. There's no doubt their intent to get the ball back, to stop the opposition, was certainly upped from what I've seen in the last month. But what they did from a method perspective was interesting too, that they trusted the guy who was chasing the ball carrier. They trusted him to get it done. And then as a result of that, you can start to defend the receiving targets, the D2 they call them. D1's the ball carrier and the tackler, and D2 is the ones that's hunting the receivers to check out those options. So if they do feed the ball out, they've got no time and space to get it, or you get the ball back. You're able to read the ball and get the ball back. That's what I like from a method perspective today from the Bombers that they've added to their game that I haven't seen. Certainly live in the last month or so. So that's a progress. That's a big tick for a bit of coaching, but also application from the players. Because in the end, you've got to want to do it, as you talked about before, Bally. The effort and the intent and the energy's got to be there. But a bit of method was good. The way they did it was nice.
Yeah, good call. It led well today. I thought Merritt, got back around the ball more, didn't he? Responded after a poor game last week. Yes, 35 possessions and a goal. Durham, we spoke about. I thought he was great early. Faded out of it a little bit, but he led the way, and then they're just starting to see more and more, aren't they, from Sharp, from Farrow, who goes Sharp back and nails a goal in that last quarter on his lovely left foot, kicks 2 goals for the game. Roby, kicks that key goal with 17 possessions in the last quarter as well. So they're just starting. I thought Reid was a really good battle with Cadman. I thought he's all of a sudden just starting to get a bit of continuity about his footy and look like a 200-game key defender. So all those things are really pleasing. It wasn't an out-and-out reliance on their senior players. They're getting a bit of a spread, and these younger players are getting more of a look at it, and accepting more of that responsibility, which is pleasing for the Bombers supporters.
Bombers winners by 2 points over the Giants. Essendon fans' reaction 0437 774 774. Fee from Canberra said simply, winners are grinners. The scarf will warm the heart as well as the neck tomorrow morning's frosty rise. Pete says, the winners bought me 2 years. Happy for the young blokes, 75 years young. And says, go the mighty Dockers from the actual suburb of Essendon. Free lattes on me. Karen from Hyatt just watched our glorious victory with my 96-year-old mum. Both of us died in the well, fans. Happy tonight. Delighted Bombers fan here. I'll be wearing my scarf to work tomorrow morning with a beaming smile on my face. That's from Natalie in Thornbury. Howdy, team. Great call, team. Jake Stringer, you know what to say. 7 behinds, not a coincidence. We enjoyed watching that. And guys, I rejoined as a member after 8 years off. To hear the boys sing that song with enthusiasm then brought joy to my heart. That's from Sean in Mount Gambier. 0437 774 774. If you're an Essendon fan, let us know how you're feeling. The other side of it,
Or if you're a Giants fan, I'd like to know how you're feeling too.
will be the Giants, so you can get in touch as well. Maybe the mood will be slightly different. 0437 774 774. The threat was that nobody wanted to take 10 spots, so the Saints still sit there being the lucky loser across the weekend.
Yeah.
And yet Adam Kingsley will think, I did everything to get the team as ready as I possibly could. And 7 behinds for Jake Stringer, 3 behinds for Aaron Cadman. They trailed for the majority of the afternoon before getting in front in the final term. And we thought, well, the Giants will kick clear and probably win by 2 or 3 goals. But in the end, it wasn't to be. And their frustrating season of the Jekyll and Hyde, beat the good sides and lose to the bad sides, continues on.
Yeah, it does. It does, Half. And, I mean, you've got to take those shots early, don't you, really?
Yeah.
Just on the road, not a big crowd. You've got to sort of generate your own enthusiasm. When you go back and miss some early shots and then they don't kick a goal in the second quarter, you go in at half-time a little bit flat, don't you? And that's how they played.
Yep.
Really for the whole game. It just felt like they never got out of even third or even second gear, but certainly third gear. And we've spoken about the Bombers' pressure being a big factor in that, but even just from the start, and I mean, Stringer, playing key forwards is tough, isn't it? So he generated plenty of opportunities. He looked sharp, didn't he? He looked on his toes, and he was chasing and tackling as well. But sometimes when you're an experienced player and you're a few troops down, Toby Green goes out as well, which you feel like he would have played a role late as he always does.
So quad injury for Toby Green.
Yeah.
If you just flicked on the radio early in the third quarter, he kicked 2 of the first 3 goals of the game.
Yeah, you just got to go back and take those chances and just put a bit of scoreboard pressure on against a team who hasn't won many games. And so if you go in at quarter time, a couple of goals up, or 3 goals up instead of pretty well scores level, it's probably a different feeling, isn't it? And you really sort of ask the question of a lowly team. So yeah, missed opportunity. Adam Kingsley will be seething, I would have thought. That's one they've left out there.
He'll be absolutely devastated.
Got the Swans next week, so they haven't had a pretty poor recent record against them. So
they've got a good run home.
Yeah, destiny's still in their own hands, but these are the sort of games that you just got to be winning, don't you? You got to be banking.
Well, exactly right. And with that wildcard spot up for grabs, you just have to win that. I mean, Sydney next week is the big one. That's at home at least for them. And Sydney aren't flying at the moment, so that'll be interesting. They do tend to have a good performance against them, and they're a little rivalry. Port Adelaide away, that's on the road. Gold Coast at home, West Coast at home. They should win. Who knows? Should.
Should is a dangerous word.
It's a dangerous word with the Giants, isn't it? And then Adelaide away to finish. So that's a challenge. So if you can get 4, what's that give them? 12 wins, and that probably gets you in.
Yeah,
that'll
4
be
of the
very
5
close. Get you in.
So just to be clear, they're 5-4 against top 9 teams, and they are 3-6 against bottom 9 teams.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
Well, they're only one of 2 teams to beat Freo, and they've had a 14-goal quarter against the team who now many
might
think
be
are
the
the
best.
second best team. Yeah, well, the best team. So,
Geelong
it's a head scratcher.
They are the head scratcher this season. So, as you said, beat Fremantle, Hawthorn, Brisbane, Melbourne, lose to Essendon, West Coast, and yet they could easily come out and beat Sydney next week, and everyone will go, "What is wrong with this team?"
Based on today's form, you wouldn't see that happen. The Swans were pretty good the other night. They just got a little bit out toughed in the last quarter against the Crows, but they're in reasonable form. But they're light on through the middle, aren't they? Now, we haven't seen Tom Green all year. We know that.
Yep.
Clayton Oliver's come in, and he's had a terrific year. He was really down today on output, but it falls away, doesn't it? Callaghan is just a huge reliance on those 2 in particular.
Yep.
And then you take the ruckman out who competes and gives them first use, and they got well and truly towed up through the middle of the ground today.
Well, I've mentioned Bedford a few times today. There must be something wrong with him. He played forward of the ball all day at 8 possessions, didn't impact. Had 1 moment of impact in that third term, and that led to a goal for the Giants. But he did nothing. He's a seriously good player. And they're a different team when he's playing well. So for him to have 0 impact on the contest, something has to be wrong with him. I haven't seen him play that badly ever, I don't think. So when you're relying on a few in the mids and you've got one of your guns that needs to be playing well for us to win, and he doesn't, we lose, you've got to start to ask questions about that.
They're trying to blood some, aren't they? Like I thought.
Well, O started.
Yeah, I don't mind. I like
times.
what I see. He's got a big body, 191.
Yep.
I think he's got. He looks a good prospect on paper. They had Angwin go through there a little bit. He's a bit of a lighter body. Stringer, every now and then he has to go into the centre bounce, doesn't he? When they need someone to try and provide something out of there. Cornelio's midfield days look probably like they're behind him. So, and then Toby Green not being there, he's been going into the middle a little bit over the last month or so as well. So, yeah, I don't know what the answer is given the injuries they've got. No Josh Kelly, of course, as well. So, in fairness, they have had some challenges this year with personnel, but.
Yeah, but they're coming off 2 massive wins. Freo and Geelong. Like, they're massive wins. You've got to walk into this and just dominate. Have the chest out and say, we are just going to beat you.
Or even if it's not pretty, you just got to find a way to win, don't you? And a lot of that is don't kick 8 goals 16. A lot of it is just take your chances when they come. And Cadman missed a few too that never really looked like going through. So, yeah, I look forward to Adam Kingsley's press conference, actually.
Yeah, that's going to be good fun on the way home.
The coaching challenge for someone like Jake Stringer, playing against his former side, wants to be the hero. And I think you and Bawley made reference. It was only sort of towards the middle of the final quarter, having kicked 7 behinds, he decided maybe I should just put it away today and set up a few of my teammates. How do you try and manage that when you inherently want the player, Michael Jordan style, to want to take the shot and try and win the game, but when it's not your day and the team has kicked 8 goals 16, you just need to find a way to get over the line.
Well, he's the AFL version of Glenn Maxwell in cricket, isn't he? Like he's enigmatic. He's the guy that you want to have the ball in his hands in big moments because he's so capable. But from time to time, he'll do stupid things and he won't have a day and he'll just keep trying and he'll go out.
He could have easily kicked 7 straight tonight.
Yeah, they weren't hard shots.
We did against Freo.
That's the thing.
He kicked 7 straight. That's and basically single-handedly won them that game. Then today, it's just the flip side of it.
Just give me 4-3.
Just give me 4-3
give
one
me
week
2-5
and 3 for the next. But do you know what? That's consistency. That's Luke Ball. Luke Ball would kick 4-3 one week and 3 for the next. This is Jake Stringer. This is 7 straight into 7
That's right. That's exactly who it is. That's who he is as a player. So I think you take the good with the bad with Jake because that's just
he has had a good year. In fairness, I think he's been a success story this year. But that's why they got him, isn't it? And when they are a bit light on for Troops as well, with Green going off, he was the one, and he did keep trying, and he set up those goals in the last quarter. But, yeah, the ones early, they're the ones that he'll rue all of them, won't he? But he just 0-7.
So he was 36 goals, 27 coming into this afternoon. He's now 36 goals. 34. So the chance goes back in, and that contract doesn't look quite as pretty potentially as what it could a week or two ago. Let's see how the Giants are handling it. Let's head down to Tim Morgan for a scene set of the Bombers winners by 3 points. Tim.
All right, Clinchy, just in the Giants room at the moment, a pretty quiet, I should say, and a pretty sombre place indeed. Obviously, we all know the opportunity that was in front of them today. Win 3 in a row, jump inside the top 10, but weren't able to do so. So just a lot of players going about their treatment, having a chat to family, but certainly a lot different to the Essendon rooms where there were a lot of big smiles and everyone was hugging, and there was certainly that relief. It's a very different feeling here today. A few players going through their treatment. Obviously, Toby Green going to be a big watch during the week. He had that quad injury, set out the game with the ice on the quad. So that just sort of adds a bit of insult to injury for the Giants after a disappointing display from them today.
Didn't see Sheeds or Hurdy or Rammer down there in the rooms, did you?
Well, Rammer was just behind Sam Durham. He was just sort of sneaking into shot. I think he was maybe hoping the social media team was there today and he could have got on the back of the Sam Durham interview and bopped his head in. But yeah, no, he was certainly very popular. He was allowed to sort of sneak his way under the rope in the Bombers' rooms and was able to sort of make his way onto the main floor.
Of course, no accreditation needed for him. Thanks, Tim, for all your work this afternoon. Tim Morgan in the Giants rooms. Your thoughts on the SMS 0437 774 774. Brett from Canberra, hi team. Giants aren't making the top 10. Let's be realistic, please. Dave from Albury, that's a great win. That's what we want as members. Effort, beanie, scarf and song in the corridor at work tomorrow. Good call as always, team. Enjoyed it. And he says, took my Essendon scarf to the op shop in Puckle Street, Mooney Ponds. Can I buy it back? And Brett in Canberra, more importantly, how is Corby enjoying the win tonight? He'll be up and about, won't he?
Singing the song over and over. I don't know. He's taking it all in, pretty happy, I'd imagine. Well, I did get a text during the fourth quarter saying, it just said, this is excruciating.
It would have been. It would have been. a hard watch for both.
That was the
both
last
teams.
I heard.
A really hard watch.
At Puckle Street, that's where Dennis Pagan used to go to buy the confidence,
Yeah.
$2 confidence bags.
That's right.
So that's where the Bombers must have been through the week.
They bought some confidence.
They bought some confidence from Puckle Street.
Did the job. So that's simple. Jenny said, I'm crying with joy on 0437 774 774. Tim in Cheltenham said, oh, well, priority pick gone, but we'll take the win. And Phil says, not a Don supporter, but I'm very happy they won. Deserved to celebrate, saying that Kingsley was steaming at the end.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
We might tidy up proceedings here. The votes for the ABC Footballer of the Year following Essendon's 3-point win over the Giants.
Very, very strategic. You've good on you for allowing the guest.
That's right. That's right.
To vote. And I haven't conferred here, and
No,
it was
this is
hard
yours.
to find some good players today, to be like real standouts. But I'm going to give that man that we spoke to, Sam Durham, one vote.
Good.
I thought he set the tone early, half as you said, and everyone else jumped on board off the back of that. 2 votes to Zach Merritt. A much better game from him. We called for him to spend more time around the footy. Sometimes you can be a little bit too cute with your best players and put them at half forward or half back. I thought he spent more time around the ball today, and sure enough, he had more impact. 35 and a goal. And going to give the big fella 3. Going to give Nick Ryan 3.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was the best game for the year. He was able to hit the scoreboard, and he just clearly won his position. And that clearance, which really was the game to an extent, wasn't it? In a sense that was able to allow them to have more inside 50s, to control field position more, and ultimately, eke their way to a winning score. But I thought he was really good. So good on him. Hopefully, he takes plenty of confidence out of that. He took a big knock at one stage, but battled on, and
he was tough. You're right.
Yeah, that's right. So that's his spot, isn't it? That number 1 ruck spot is his, and you just feel he's going to be better again with another big pre-season.
I like that. I like those votes. Brian 3, Merritt 2, and Durham 1. And that's a good audition from our Sunday rookie.
Yep.
That's a strong performance.
Put the red vest back on after this, I think.
Bob Murphy, you're in trouble if you're listening. So career best, 2 goals for Nick Bryan, but the work in the middle of the ground.
Corby might be asking for a day off tomorrow. You've got the AFL Monday tomorrow.
Yeah.
He might
come in a little raspy.
That'd be great.
He's going out to the social club at Windy Hill
to
celebrate.
That'd be great.
If he comes in the jumper to Southbank, tell him to go home and change. 10-7-67 the Bombers to the Giants. 8-16-64. Essendon move off the bottom of the ladder. They're up to 17th spot on the ladder with the Tigers losing today. So the Bombers 2 wins and 16 losses. They snap a 12-game losing streak. Their second win of the season. First since round 5 against the Demons, and that's now 29 wins of their last 31, the first under interim coach Dean Solomon. The other results today, the Hawks by 70 points over the Tigers. Jarman Impey got the 3 votes in the ABC Football of the Year, so the Hawks look to move up to 3rd on the ladder and closing in on the Sydney Swans. Mitch Lewis with 5 goals alongside Nick Watson. While at Carrara, it was the Western Bulldogs who trailed by 6 points at halftime, but they booted 5 goals in the third quarter to take control. They're up to 7th spot on the ladder. Marcus Bontempelli with 3 goals and 28 disposals. Matt Kennedy also booted 3 goals for the Western Bulldogs. So the big results over the weekend. The Adelaide Crows on the move as they climb up the ladder. The Hawks winners as well. The Brisbane Lions last night over the West Coast Eagles. The Magpies are inside the top 8 for the top 10 for the moment, and the Saints are the lucky losers after nobody could take that spot.
Yeah, that's a fascinating little subplot to the whole weekend, isn't it? That 8-win club, who refused to take advantage of the opportunity that was there for them. That's a talking point, I reckon. And maybe that is the pressure of this new layer to the competition, this wild card situation. You're out of it, but you're all of a sudden back into it, and then you're hovering around the edges. And can you get it? Can you get what you want?
So as it stands at the moment, Fremantle on top of the ladder, 3 games clear of the Sydney Swans, 13 wins and 5 losses. Hawthorn, half a game further back, 12 wins, 5 losses and a draw. Half a game further back, the Brisbane Lions, they're with Adelaide and Melbourne in the top 6, so 4th through to